It says we're live now. What?
Just waiting for the intro music.
How do we know if there's anyone even watching this?
24, 25 people with...
Boom, shit.
Yeah, look.
Where?
See the number, see those two little bodies?
Oh, does that mean people are watching?
Well, yeah.
Wow, they've
And
turned
6
it on.
people have liked it, so it's not a great, stat.
Yeah, but who cares? Like, we're on.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Welcome to... Oh. That's our sting for this, because we haven't cleared any rights to anything at all. And as you'll see, it's just myself, Luke Cederman, and my buddy Luke Taplin here. And we don't actually have a live stream of the surfing event due to potential legal ramifications that could arise from doing so.
Yes, that's right. We can't show any of the surfing that's happening in Japan under a brand called the Olympics. Bringing together.
No, you can't even fucking say the Olympics.
Why not?
We've called it the O Games.
You can.
We've called it this. Well, I've got it on the board. It's called the O Games. Are we legally allowed to say the Olympics?
We can say the Olympics, man. You can talk about the Olympics. We're just not allowed to. I don't know if we're allowed to. If we were making money out of this, which we're not, then we wouldn't be allowed to commentate it. Because what we'd like you to do, people, is watch your TV, put that on mute, and use us as your commentary. Yes,
basically. So that's essentially what we're after. We can't provide you with imagery of the games. I do have a whiteboard. I do have a whiteboard here, however, and I will be updating it with some graphics. And so, I mean, we could get into it. The surfing's just started. This is a historical moment for not only surfing, but also surfers and the Olympic Games, because this is the first ever heat that we've had surfing in the Olympics.
Yeah, the first ever time the sport has been inside the 5 rings. Yeah, it's it's the top of sport, really, isn't it? The Olympics as a human.
Well, yeah, you could look at it that way, but for surfers, I think it hasn't been, mainly because winning that. It hasn't been in the Olympics. Yeah. So I think the apex point of surfing has always been the World Surf Tour, the World Surf League, but now we've got the Olympics. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see whether a gold medal is held in high regard as a world title.
You know that the medals this year at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, that's what you have to call it because it's last year, but it's this year, 2020 Games, the medals are made out of recycled phones.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and you had to put your whatever type of phone, there's certain silvers and bronzes or some shit that I don't know, they probably just dye it. But I read that on some website last night. The medals are made out of recycled phones.
Oh, well, that's a good way. Good to see that the Olympic Committee are progressing forward to combat the obviously shit fuckery that's happening in the world at the moment. But I mean, we can see here let's start. Let's rip into it. I mean, we've got the surfers. It looks like that's our starting. Well, that's the horn. I'm pretty sure the horn's already actually gone off and the heat started.
Oh, but there's actually a wave.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were thinking that we were going to have flat conditions, but it looks like there is a little bit of a wave. And when I say little bit, I just want to put emphasis on the little part because it's not very
standing up. Just standing up there, it's knee height. On his board.
No, he's paddling out there. So this is coming from the beach. What's it called again?
Well, that is the interesting question.
Sugusara.
The name on the Olympic website is called Surigasaki Surfing Olympic Beach.
Surigasaki, so it has been named after the Olympics.
But when you go to Wikipedia or the WSL page, it's called Shitter Beach. Shitter
Beach. Now, I'm just going to... I'll write that on the whiteboard just so we can get it up. No, well, we don't need that. That's Neanderthal.
Shitter up there somewhere.
I was going to write on the fucking whiteboard. We got this whiteboard out for a reason so I could use it, and then you're using your fucking telephone.
No, but that way then they see, oh, he wasn't just making it up. We could still be making it up if you put it on the whiteboard.
Yeah, I guess you do have a fair point. That's probably the only valid point that you're going to have. Okay, well, I'll write it down there anyway. Live from...
You can rub that other stuff out if you like. I got a rag out of my bed.
No, it's all good.
Arm there.
Shitter.
I thought maybe it was called Shitter on Wikipedia because people were taking the piss out of having a surfing comp in a lake.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. But you probably won't even be able to see that because I've got this on quite a low definition camera for the live stream. But I mean, as you can see, we've got 29 minutes left and fuck all has happened. And I think this is what a lot of people... this is what a lot of people were expecting out of this Olympics was, I think, for fuck all to happen. And so far, I mean, we're only a couple of minutes in, but fuck all has happened.
Who's in the water? What countries are partaking? Who are we expecting to do well here? And who's the hottest?
Well, at the moment, we've got the Brazilian. He's the defending champion of the World Surf League. That's Italo Ferreira, also known as Italo Ferrigno, or Lou Ferrigno's illegitimate child. And then we've got another World Tour surfer. What's his name? And the Italian bloke, Leonardo Fioravanti, or Leonardo Fibonacci. Here we go. Historic, momentous moment here. We've got Italo Ferreira, the very first wave ridden as a surfer in the Olympics, and he fucking blew it. He fell off.
Second wave is caught as well. It's gone right. He's a natural footer. He's from Argentina, and he's stood up in knee-high water at the end of about 3 turns.
Yes, that was Leandro Asuna. He's the Argentinian representative. And, I mean, he got a couple of moves in there. They weren't very impressive.
Another pedaling, left, right, gets up, natural foot, whack. Big Japan, Ohara, another whack off the top of the 1 foot, peeling along, pumping, hits the foam, rides out with his knee bent, showing some bum and cracking the foam there.
So we've got the first completed rides. I think we should just have a little, together we should have a little round of applause for the first exchange of waves for the Olympics, for surfing in the Olympics. And that's a historic moment right there. And I mean, it's quite fitting really that the first surf wave, the first scored wave in the Olympics was from the reigning world champion.
Looking at a replay now of said world champ. Is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
Footed.
Yeah, that's him. That's Italo Ferreira. And you can see, hey, look, I'm the fucking expert here. Can you just let me talk about surfing a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, see, he's gone vertical there and he's fucked it up. His back foot's come off, and he applied a little bit too much pressure off the top there. And I mean, the judges really want to see the surfers completing the waves out here. And I assume, I mean, I can't say for sure, but I assume that this judging and the scoring is going to be similar to other surfing events where they want smooth, powerful, length of ride, critical maneuvers in the critical part of the wave. And I mean, it's going to be very difficult for these surfers to find the critical part of the wave out there today. Or throughout this event probably, because I'd say there will be no critical waves ridden in this whole event, because it's probably going to be 1 to 2 foot and shit.
Watching those waves there happen live in front of me at the Olympic Games as we give you the commentary, potentially illegally, it reminds me of sort of Mount Maunganui on the east coast of New Zealand there. Just, you know, quite average, small.
Yes, it is very similar to the conditions that you'd find on any given day at Mount Maunganui.
Yeah, any east coast?
Yeah, anywhere on the east coast of New Zealand. I mean, you go out any day and you're going to find conditions like this not any day. I mean, on a good swell. And here we go, the reigning world champion, Italo Ferreira, up and riding again.
Pumping his
now he's going to go for an aerial reverse maneuver here, and I mean that's right up his alley. That's right up his alley. That's one of his trademark maneuvers, where he just lifts off the top of the wave, spins around the full 360, and lands back on the wave. Now he didn't perform at that time because he got a little bit. He gets a little bit excited, a little bit jumpy, and that's what happened there. He got a little bit too excited and blew his load. Blew his load. That's a polite way to we'll go with that one. Blew his load a little too early on that one.
It's like skateboarding, that sort of ollie. It's like when you see someone pop a 360 ollie down 4 stairs, you know, at the old skate park. It looks like that. It's like a skating.
I think you'll find, look, it does share the similar. Oh, here we go. He's up again. He's
pumping. He's looking for the same move. He's looking for the point.
He will be.
No.
Well, see, I mean, he wanted to get a score under the belt. He wanted to finish a wave, and he did. It wasn't that good, but.
Sorry.
Oh, see. Oh, no, the guys are going to be very selective out here at the moment because there's only going to be a finite of scoring waves out there. Because the conditions are shit, it is going to be difficult for them to find those good waves.
Would you like some more facts upon the beach where it is?
Yeah, sure, go.
Shitta beach in Chiba.
Can we get a confirmation of the pronunciation of that beach? I mean, is there any way we can find that out?
Anyone know? That's consuming our commentary. Is it Shida?
Oh, hold on. We've got someone. Look, this is really awkward. Oh, here we go. Up and riding. the local surfer with a big frontside aerial reverse. And when I say big, I'm just saying in the context of the heat because no one else has done fuck all.
What the hell is that guy doing?
That is a
What
water.
is he? Scuba Steve.
No, it doesn't have any scuba equipment whatsoever. They're not about going under the water. They're about capturing the action on top.
He's out to get a couple of pippy, I think.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm
lunch.
not sure. I mean, can we get a confirmation? It'd be good to know what kind of shellfish they have on that beach.
And
how close in proximity it is to Fukushima, where they had the 2011 earthquake that caused a hell of a lot of radioactive material to be released into the ocean. I assume that the shellfish around that area would not be that safe for ingesting.
Who knows? It takes time to kick in as we watch the, is it the Japanese?
That's the Japanese surfer again with a beautiful rotation here.
He's got 3.87 on the board already. So I don't know what they're going to be scoring those kinds of things with. He could be heading up near the top of that little one there.
Well, I'd say that would be up with one of the highest scoring waves of the event so far.
Do you want to maybe draw that maneuver for the people watching our stream?
Look. Oh, yeah, sure.
Don't quite have the capability of watching the surfing live and seeing this 1 foot wave.
No, but what I can do. Oh, here we go. And the Italian surfer, what's his name again?
It is Fioravanti.
Leonardo Fibonacci. And that was probably the worst wave ridden so far, let's be honest.
I got a couple of whacks in there.
Yeah, you whacked it off a couple times. And here we have the Argentinian surfer, Leandro Usana. And he finished off a beautiful wave. You see what he did with his hands there at the end?
Is it the push stance?
No, it wasn't a push stance, but he just held his hands there to show the judges that he completed the wave with control. See a lot of surfers, and they'll finish a wave in their hands a little bit like Michael J. Fox. And it shows that they don't have full control. But if you hold your hands out there like that in front of you, it proves to the judges that you have complete control over your move.
Landed it
like that, and none of this shit. None of that Michael J. Fox stuff.
Oh, as we watch a big set roll in, probably all of a foot, and it gets caught by, I think it is the Argentinian. No, who is that?
That's Italo Ferreira, reigning world champion.
The only goofy.
Couple of big snaps there by Italo, and once again finishing off his wave. You would have seen his hands there.
Yeah.
You see, he had complete control. He held his hands there perfectly. It's not a claim at all. A lot of people think just holding your hands like that still after a wave is a claim, but it's not. You're just showing the judges in a subtle way that you've completed the wave with control.
It's quite hard to see any faces or make out any colours on the surfers on this broadcast put out from Japan. I'm not sure which country's in charge of this because each country gets given a sport. America does track and field, New Zealand's doing rugby, and bam! That was quite cool.
That was a very explosive maneuver by the Japanese surfer. Now the thing is with these moves that he's pulling off, while they are fantastic, the judges will soon become wary of the repetitive maneuvers. Even though they are extremely explosive maneuvers that people are probably in awe of, they will eventually be scored down due to repetition.
Yeah, if you do the same thing when you're making love every time, your missus gets bored real quick.
Yes, exactly. It's the same thing.
Which I'm guilty of because I'm just a massive fan of Missionary and Apache.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to concentrate on this.
No, that's fine.
The imagery. So what I'm drawing here is I'm just showing you legally the maneuvers that the young Japanese surfer Hiroto Ohara is pulling off. That last one though was pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. That was the best one. He came out of it a little willy-nilly, little shaky. He didn't have his hands totally flat. But
there's a Talio.
It was a fantastic maneuver nonetheless. Italo Ferreira once again trying some shit, fell off.
So this is a comp of pump down the line and try and do an air at the end. That's what's going to get the big points, isn't it? That's the goal. They're all doing the same thing.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to do an aerial maneuver, but in these types of conditions, you're probably not going to be getting tubed. So
look, we've got a paddle battle going off here, left, right. You know, really working their ass off out in this big current of Lake Fukushima. The Japanese man and the Brazilian man appropriately separated COVID reasons. You know, the lineup normally
social distancing. Yeah,
they have to hit different peaks.
There's a lot of social distancing involved in the COVID game.
Oh, it's a reef break, man. Look at all the tyres. They've got a whole lot of tyres that just dumped at the end of the wharf to create a right.
I think those are cinder blocks.
Oh, right.
But anyway, here's some imagery. Unfortunately, it was static imagery. Couldn't get like some moving imagery of the maneuvers that Hiroto Ohara has been pulling off. So he's been doing this move here where he's been jumping up above the lip, spinning his surfboard and himself 360 degrees above the wave, landing back down here in what we like to call the trough of the wave, and completing it with control, which means his hands are out in front of him steadily, not like that, and proving to the judges that he has completed the maneuver cleanly.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on this Raglan Surf Report live commentary of the Olympic Games happening in Tokyo. First of a time surfing's the Olympic Games.
Oh, wait, can you ding the bell? Ding the bell, cut you off. Beautiful move there by Italo Ferreira, completing a large air reverse. And then, once again, his fellow competitor, Leandro Osuna, trying the same maneuver, but coming unstuck because he is he's not even in the same round as Italo, surf-wise. And if Leandro's parents or family members or friends or whoever heard that, then I just hope you'll agree with me because I'm right.
Yes, but yes, thank you for joining us here on the stream, the live stream on YouTube. A bunch of comments there that we can't read because the camera's too far away. Should we pull that closer?
It is too far away. Well, someone said, I like the way you guys look, which is correct. And he said that you should probably have some masks on to just get in the vibe. But I mean, we're coming from Te Arotu Peninsula in Auckland at the moment, and at the moment we currently don't have any COVID in New Zealand, so we're all good for now. Another wave. Oh, I was going to say he finished it off, but he fucked it up. So that was the Japanese surfer who is currently in the lead with a heat score of 11.4.
I'd like to ask our audience who is watching the surfing with us as commentary and who is just watching us, because that must be a hell of a boring little thing for you. So we'll try and pick up our game there visually. Yeah,
visually there's not a lot going on here.
What's that? That was a big cutback. We've got a good long ride here. We've seen sort of 2-3 turns from is that the Japanese?
Well, that's the surfer in blue. Like you were saying before, it's really hard to distinguish who's who because it's so fucking blurry that you can't see the coloured rash shirts. But, I mean, I got a glimpse at the end there and I saw he was in blue. So that is the Argentine. Leandro Osuna. And he completed a wave. It wasn't too bad. I mean, he's going to get points for length of ride because, I mean, let's face it, that's how surfing's judged now. It's gone back to the 80s. And he will get scored well full length of ride and just completing quantity of manoeuvres as opposed to quality of manoeuvres.
So this is the very first heat in first ever time
that's
been at the Olympics, where we've got 16 minutes left. We've got Japan, Brazil, Argentina, and Italy in the water.
And there we go, the Italian surfer pulling off another one of those frontside air reverses that we are going to see a excruciatingly painful amount of throughout this event.
It's like you're seeing we're commentating the same wave over and over and over and over.
Yes, it's like Punxsutawney Phil.
Why did they do it?
It's like Punxsutawney Phil. You familiar with the film Groundhog Day?
Nah.
It's when the same day keeps happening over and over and over again. And I mean, I think we're going to see much of that sort of thing happening during this event.
I'm really glad they've got the jet ski in the water because there's obviously going to be needed. That'll be needed.
Oh, that will be needed. I mean, you never know.
He's just wasting gas. Turn it off. There's a set.
Well, they need it for OSH.
Commentate this.
Occupational safety and health. Italo Ferreira, once again, another beautiful move. He's probably not going to get scored a hell of a lot for that because it was a short wave. He only got the one move in. And to be honest, it wasn't that fucking good. And here we go. The Japanese surfer is currently in the lead with 11.4. Kicks out of that wave because it was shit, much like every other wave that has been ridden so far. Not to be negative, but let's call a spade a fucking spade here.
Mm. Yes, indeed.
And we've got the reigning world champion, Italo Ferreira, Lou Ferrigno, coming in second at the moment on a heat score of 9.44. Not sure what his two combined waves are because it hasn't got it up here on the television that we're watching. once again, you should be watching a television or some other streaming device with the actual surfing because, like I said, legally we are unable to broadcast it on this channel.
Okay, do have a couple of people that aren't able to see the surfing, so we really need to pick
God. All right,
sure we get off
imagery. All right, let's get back to the imagery. Now, if I just rub this out.
Some people don't care. They're just happy chilling.
That's cool.
And
that's what we're here for.
Someone wants to know who really owns the Raglan airfield. No one knows.
Oh, mate, look, we can't get into that about the Raglan airfield. There's, it's a point of contention at the moment within the community.
Was it just a field full of ears?
No. Oh, here we go. Italo Ferreira ramping up for a big air reverse, fucks it up absolutely that time once again. And we're going to see a lot of that from Italo Ferreira because that's the way that he surfs competitively. What I like to say, he throws a lot of shit at the wall in the hopes that some of it will stick. And fortunately for him, that's how he has become world champion because a lot of it has stuck.
Who do you want to win in this first heat? In country only, not person. We've got Japan, Brazil, Italy, or Argentina.
I mean, are we going to get xenophobic here, or are we going to keep it above the belt?
No, I don't have any phobia.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Italian.
You want Italio? You want Leonardo?
Yes, mainly because I'm a big fan of Italy and what they've done for the world.
Yeah, and
their food is fucking delicious. To be honest, I don't eat Brazilian food. I do love Japanese food. However, I don't eat a lot of it. I eat a fuck ton of instant noodles though, which is pasta.
Yeah, I would probably choose. I'm going to go with Japan, the home country. You know, he's at home. This is his beach. He's grown up at this surfing beach, and I don't know how he's learnt to surf, but he has.
Well, clearly this can't be his home beach. Although, in saying that, these waves are well overhead for the 4'11" Japanese surfer Hiroto Ohara. So he's got that going for him. And I think that's what we're going to find from this event. It's almost like having a size division, a weight division.
Do you think these waves would push you? Because you're not fat. But...
that's subjective.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if my super svelte athletic 107 kilogram frame would really get going in those waves. I think it would probably just go past me. Yeah, fly right by. Yeah. No, I wouldn't like my chances competing in an event in waves like this. That's why I'm thinking the smallest, lightest surfer will probably take this event out. So that was a very subpar off the top there, and he knew it, and that's why he kicked out.
And that's why he's on 8.27. That's a double score, and he's still below 10.
He's still below 10. And how many waves count?
Two
scorers.
Well, they're not getting an 8.7s for those.
Well, no, you're right. They had added their 2 waves together.
Hey, do you want a surf report? We're sort of mocking this beach a lot, and it's probably lovely. It might be a nice lukewarm,
Yeah. I mean, it is. I think it's around 30 degrees Celsius.
Wonderful
over there at the
shellfish
moment.
life and coral reef and, mermaids. Could be a nude beach. Who knows? Maybe we should stop taking the piss. That is your coffee. Do you want some Kahlua in it?
Oh, look at that beautiful beach there. Just idyllic location. Looks much like anywhere in the tropics, Indonesia or somewhere, without palm trees or good surf at all.
It's got a dark grey sand, sort of like a west coast beach of New Zealand. And then it sort of goes into some meadows, through a bush up into hills.
It looks a lot like the Taranaki region, except without swell.
Do you want some of that in your coffee?
Is that Kahlua?
That's Kahlua, yeah. It's
I'll go
coffee liqueur, and it'll just sharpen your nose.
Fuck it, what's the time? 10:30?
Yep.
That's all right.
Is that enough?
Oh, a little bit more. A little dash.
Sorry,
a little
bit more. Whether you...
So if you can see that what just happened there was Luke put some Kahlua in my coffee. It's Sunday morning, so it's legit. It's the weekend.
Wow.
Oh, there we go. Another frontside air reverse. I mean, who would have thought that surfer was going to do the exact same fucking maneuver as everyone else has done so far?
I was reading on the New York Times that Dino, what's his name?
Oh, that's a good coffee.
What's his name? Kalohe
and Dino.
Yeah, he. I'll read it verbatim so that I don't end up getting things wrong. This is in the New York Times. All of those years in his hometown might just lead to his career's biggest victory. The debut of surfing at Tokyo's Games promises big-name talent, but unspectacular waves, as we're discussing now. And that's just the kind that Andino has surfed all his life, because he grew up in a shit beach.
San Clemente, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what they're saying, it's a bit of an underhanded comment, really. It's saying he's a great surfer who lives in a shit beach.
Yeah, it's like a left-handed wristy.
And I've never actually been to San Clemente. I've been a little bit north of there and had a surf. And it was very similar to this. It was small and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there we go. We've got some waves here. Hiroto Ohara. Well, I'm really struggling with this microphone. I'm sorry, it keeps dropping down into my bed. Hiroto Ohara with a 6 and a 5.4 for doing 2 frontside air reverses. Angelo Ferreira 0.59 and a 5.4 for doing 2 backhand air reverses. Leonardo Fibonacci 4.93 and a 4.5 for doing 2 frontside air reverses. And Leandro Asuna, sorry, I couldn't see those scores, but I don't think he's done a fucking frontside air reverse, and that's where you can clearly see he's in 4th place.
And there's now 9 minutes left in the first heat. Men's surfing. We've got
a historic heat.
Historic heat, the first ever. We've got a New Zealander in the water today, and that's something we're really excited about. Luke, you've been romantically linked to him many times as we watch the world champ.
On a rear left-hander.
On a rear left-hander, and he lays it right back and drops his bag into the water.
It's a critical maneuver when surfers release their fins like that on an end section, but the judges really want to see it clean, unless your intent was when you go up to that lip to do a layback maneuver. If you're just letting the fins free and you fumble the move and then you get back up, it's not really counted as being under control, especially if you don't have your hands straight like that when you come out in the white water.
Oh, as we watch a live action replay of our Japanese competitor currently in first place, as you see him pirouette out of the top of the lip there and set himself up to find another section on this wave, and they cut out early.
Sorry, bro, I was just doing Inception. Someone already tagged me on the Instagram for this live stream, so I was just trying to, at the same time as trying to watch this shit, until Ferreira, I just completely missed that wave. I'm sure he killed it. But I'm trying to drum up more viewers.
Sorry, my dog's ripping up my brand new carpet. Sit down, you bastard!
Is that really a French bulldog?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you could get so many chicks if you weren't married.
Oh no, he's mentally disabled.
Oh fuck it. It's all about the looks anyway. It's not really about the behaviour of your dog.
True. Yeah, it's like woman.
Well, yeah, exactly. Just don't say that, bro.
Nah, I'm kidding. I say that stuff in jest.
All right, no, where's the bell? Can you put the bell here? Quick, no, put it here.
Look, commentate it.
I was trying to, but I didn't have the bell there.
That was the Japanese guy. He's leading. He's
leading the
wave.
And he completed the wave.
Do this.
Okay, here we go. The Italian surfer Leonardo Fibonacci with a big front side. It wasn't big. I'm sorry, I'm lying. Just a little tap, and he's done 3 taps. He released the fins at the end. To be honest, it probably wasn't that good. It's definitely not one of the high-scoring waves of the heat.
He does have a quite nice wedge shape to his shoulders and torso.
Well, that's the thing with a lot of surfers. We have, when I say we, I'm trying to make it sound like I'm athletically built. But, we have the broad shoulders, and then it's like a V, like a fucking triangle.
Yeah.
That goes down to there.
Like your penis.
But then our legs are not as big as our shoulders, not as wide at least. But then we have big shoulders from paddling, and that's like a surfer's body.
Yeah.
You've got more of a a father's body.
I've just got heaps of problems, and I'm going to be forever stuck in this thing. Trapped, and it's fucking torture. I just wanted to explain myself around the woman thing before. It didn't come across right, and I don't want to offend anybody because I love women.
So my mother's a woman.
I was making a joke around the looks versus skill around women because that's what men shouldn't do anymore. And over the generations and throughout history, multiple cultures, men haven't treated women very well.
No, they haven't.
And I was highlighting that through humour.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, I get what you're saying. You're saying that men shouldn't be taking looks over,
or just chauvinistic
a woman's
and
mental
physically abusive and mentally just
That's good, and that's what this live stream is about. It's not just about the surfing. It's about bettering ourselves as a community of surfers, or even if you don't surf, just as people.
It does scare me, though, because if we, the rise of women, especially in maybe workforces or any of, just in different areas of your life, they're actually bloody good at it. And
it's surprising. Not surprising. I shouldn't say that, but
it's interesting. If you think about the things you love, look, think about the things that you love most, and then dig a little deeper into those things, and a woman taking over or finding themselves in areas of leadership, or are more women in those things that you love than there were 3 years ago?
I don't know. I'm trying to see if anyone's caught away.
Because that's what's scary, because they'll take it over, and then the only thing we're going to have left is physicality.
Yeah. And you know what's really cool about women is they're in this as well. There's a women's surfing event. Now, here we go. World champion, heat lead. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Now, that was the best, by far the best maneuver of the heat. What he did is, if you can't like see the surfing, is what he did was like, he was making like his moves, like he was down the wave here, and Italo Ferreira, the heat leader. So what he did was a big, and then he's building up his speed, building up, generating that speed until he just flies off the lip, and then he comes back down, and then fuck.
What?
I drew a dick. I drew a penis.
Oh, okay, you did. Well, that was unintentional. So
that was unintentional. I'm sorry. Is that's
just use that rag I've got out of my bed there to clean it up.
Oh, there. I mean but that's the shit we face when we're doing this, and we don't have.
Look at that. We've just seen. Unlucky he's fallen off the back. The ears are starting to get a little bigger now. We're sort of seeing them a foot above the wave, and some of the biggest leaps as we watch the Argentinian catch a right-hander. He's up to his feet. He whips his fins out back there on his first turn. Another one, similar, pumping, in section, and 3 very similar maneuvers, and then he does the doggy dig, paddle out into the front of the whitewash.
They call that patting the dog. I think patting the dog when you go like that after a wave. And the judges, they see that, and they don't respect it.
Cupping the foam.
Yeah, cupping, whatever it is. I mean, you're doggy paddling through the foam because you don't have enough momentum to bring you out in front of the white water.
Here's the replay of Italio Ferreira.
Oh, look at that.
He's up a foot above the lip and full 360 rotation.
Yeah. I really like how they chose to go with the behind the wave angle for that, so that we can see only 50% of what he's actually done.
Yeah, like a little POV.
He's pumped. Did you see that? Look at him. He's showing emotion. That's what I love about not just the Olympics, but surfing itself. Competitive surfing is just seeing that raw emotion and passion, similar to when Italo Ferreira stomped on a circle to break it clean in half after losing in Newcastle Beach in Australia earlier in the year. Yeah,
just losing. He's throwing his toys, his marbles.
Although he threw his toys, but he was showing passion.
Yeah, they're competing at the highest end of the sport. I want to see that kind of flair and emotion. And
absolutely.
drama.
I feel like that's what's missing a lot now from professional sports, and especially surfing, because people want to see the clean-cut individuals, the people who, I'm not going to say castrated, but they don't really have balls, and they really hold it back. So it's good to see someone like Italo Ferreira, who has, balls, and he usually shows them on Instagram.
Does he get his nuts out?
He doesn't not like metaphorically he does.
Like a public dick-pic.
Yeah, kind of like his track pants and stuff and sweatshorts,
so
the outline of his balls. But it's good to see people showing a lot of passion now, and you see it a lot from the Brazilians. They have that Latin fight. Are they Latin?
I think they're Latinos.
Something like you know what I mean. I don't want to disrespect anyone. South American. They've got that fire in their cojones. Yeah, and it's good to see. But and with Italo, he's clearly out in front of this heat now. 13.67, clearly leading the heat over the Japanese surfer. Yeah.
Now it was a pretty impressive manoeuvre that he did the last wave that he got. We're on a bit of a lull now. Haven't seen anyone up for a couple of minutes. It's quite there's very small waves, but there's lots of them.
That's the thing, and that I feel like even though it is small, we are getting a lot of excitement going on, because not one frontside air reverse is the same as the other. Although it may look the same, there are subtle nuances in each frontside air reverse that we're all going to find out throughout the course of the surfing in the Olympics.
Here comes Italio again. He's on his backhand, whacks the first maneuver, pumps it through another section on the wave, finishing to a big, dirty bum drop lip grip.
Strong finish with 22 seconds left. And here is the Italian surfer with one move, big frontside layback. Now, if you see the difference between what he did there on his layback maneuver and what Italo Ferreira did on his, was what's his name again?
Who? Who's that?
No, the Italian bloke.
Oh, for Varantag.
Leonardo Fibonacci. So what he did was he went into that frontside layback with intent. He knew he was going to lay back, and you see that when a surfer puts their back arm into the wave, and then they just rotate around that back arm, and that move it's also known as a drop the wallet, because it's like you've dropped your wallet. So I'll do a little demonstration here. This is my wallet, right? And if I were to drop it behind me, and I've dropped it on the floor. Well, I haven't, not intentionally, unintentionally. And then I would go back like this and just pick up my wallet like that. And you can see how this back arm has dropped down to pick my wallet up. And that's that same kind of motion that you do performing that frontside layback snap.
He really snapped. It looked like he dislocated his pelvis there, like it was double jointed, bent over backwards like a zombie.
Yeah, it is a bit of a pelvic thrust maneuver. And so that's the completion of the first heat. The historical,
a small man.
Well, he is. Apparently, he's weighing in on the scale at 4'10". So he does have a clear advantage over everyone. Also, being of Japanese descent and being 4'10", he's going to have a clear advantage over a lot of these surfers. Apart from Italo Ferreira, because he surfs way better.
That is the first heat. Big dog, world champ in the first heat. Do you reckon they did that on purpose?
Probably, yes, because he'll be top seed, I'd say. And what's interesting to see is that Italo Ferreira has a Billabong sticker on his surfboard. And with the athletes, they are only allowed to have the logo of their equipment on there. So I'm not sure how he got away with having a Billabong on his surfboard there. If we could somehow get an industry insider to tell us what's going on there, or someone from the IOC or OIC, whatever the Olympic Committee's called, just tell us how he got away with that, whether he's getting fined or not, whether Billabong said, hey, look, put a logo on your board and we'll pay for the fine. I mean, that's definitely something.
He wore a necklace out in the surf.
Yes, but you can see it's got a Jesus cross on it. It's got the cross that like Jesus was literally put on. So he's had Jesus helping him in that heat.
Wow,
and
that's how to do that? That's just
it seems unfair, but no, I think they've allowed a lot of athletes to have the symbol of the cross on their bodies. Because I mean, to me, it's similar to when they're almost going to. Do you remember power balance bands back in the day? Power balance bands. It was a little band with a hologram on your wrist, and you put it on there, and your performance would increase because you had the power of a hologram on your wrist. And I mean, it's similar to what some of these surfers are doing now with the small cross, having Jesus with them whilst they are surfing. And it does seem unfair to us because we are non-religious folk, but
I just think if you've got the option to have Jesus with you or not have Jesus with you when you go into a competition, you may as well take Jesus.
But you may as well have him there to
might do something.
Yeah.
Apparently he's done some pretty good shit in the past.
Wow. I mean, that's all speculation, but it's good. And Italo Ferreira, he fucking won the heat, didn't he? He smashed everyone.
Yeah, that last spin was a pretty cool spin.
That was definitely the maneuver of the event so far.
And it was
which is not saying a lot because that was the first heat.
Backhand, and he was rotating to his left, and he got all the way around before he landed, and then he stomped and bent his knees so far that it looked like he touched his chocolate starfish onto the deck of his surfboard there.
Oh, you're talking about his butthole?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, well, I think you'll find a lot of these are very ambidextrous, fluid, and flexible people. Now, here we go, heat 2. And it's quite interesting to see that they're doing beach starts here, which is not
What's a beach start?
Well, a beach start is when they start on the beach.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really self-explanatory.
Oh.
I don't know why I had to explain it, but here we go. Here's the surfers from Heat 2. We've got France's Jeremy Flores. He's been a world tour surfer for quite some years, taking out Pipe Masters events and Tahiti Chopo events.
33 years old.
33 years old. And here's Miguel Tudela, also known as in Anglo-Saxon as Mike Tudela.
Where is PER?
That's Peru. He's a Peruvian guy.
Peru.
Yeah,
he's goofy footer.
And then here we go, the man of the minute, Billy Stairmand. Billy Stairmand. I know him. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine, and I tell people that because I like to be associated with people who have achieved good things in their life.
See, Billy's wearing a necklace too. That's his.
Well, Billy's wearing his Ponamu, which is similar to his Jesus, which should, you've got one the same sort of thing.
Yeah, it's very precious to New Zealand. The greenstone.
Yep.
The Ponamu. And
you're to be gifted these. You can't just go and buy one.
Yep, it's within our beautiful Māori culture. And Billy's ripping it hard there. Go boy, go Kiwis.
Yep.
We will be extremely biased here, I'd imagine, because Billy is a New Zealander, a bloody good New Zealander. He's had the national champion national title. He's been the national champion surfing for New Zealand. How many times? 7, 8?
I've honestly lost count. I think it's 8. I'm pretty sure it's 8.
But he's not the most. There's an old dude who's got like...
Oh, John Gisby.
Oh,
hey,
Gisbot.
Billy Stairmand may be good, but he's no John Gisby. I'll tell you that much. John Gisby has won, I think it's 32 national titles. 32 or 26, it doesn't matter. He's won a fuck ton of them. Probably too many.
No one's ever going to beat that. Was he the only surfer in New Zealand for like 30 years? How did he win that many? Is he that good?
It was a very small draw.
He could hang 15, eh?
And if there's anyone who's going to do, I think Billy. He's got that drive and that passion to add on to his 8 open national titles with some more obscure national titles like over 40s, over 45s, over 55s.
I got you.
You know, so he's still got a lot of time to catch up to John Gisby.
So that beach start is happening now for the second heat. He's got a necklace too.
And you see, no, but what he's got there, Kano Igarashi, he's just got a gold chain. That's to signify that he is a fuckboy.
Yeah.
He listens to that horrible trap music.
Yep.
And he does selfies of himself on Instagram wearing Armani and Gucci clothing. So that's just to show that he's a fuckboy. So he's taken that fuckboy status with him out into the ocean.
Yeah.
Just to give him that confidence to know that, hey, I'm a boy that likes to fuck. Oh, there he is! There he is! He was looking directly at us. He saw us.
Because we're actually on the same timeline as Japan. So
similar. They're 3 hours behind.
Okay.
They're 3 hours behind. But Billy will get a couple of dings there. But he
look at the panel of judges.
I was a little bit worried when I said that I was going to do this live stream. And I was thinking, Billy might get. I hope he doesn't get a little bit rattled by that because he gets a little bit fucked off by the stuff that I do sometimes.
Yeah, because you're always pissing him and trying to.
I'm annoying him and trying to ride on his coattails and all that sort of shit. But he didn't say anything negative to me, so
that's nice.
I mean, it's all good. So I thought, fuck it, I'll commentate his heat in this event.
So Billy Stairmand in the blue. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this and you're thinking, who the hell are they going on about that? It's a Kiwi. He's from Raglan. You would have seen him on the Raglan Surf Report multiple times, surfing or
you can actually find it on this channel here, on my YouTube channel. There's a series called 1.5 Men. I just created a playlist the other day. There's a little series that myself and Billy made a year or two ago. We've been meaning to catch up with it and create some more content for that, but I mean, Billy's always gallivanting around the world being a little fuckwit that he is, and I'm not doing that at all. So it's hard to sync up and create more episodes of 1.5 Men.
I hope you don't feel less or sort of gutted about the fact that Billy's at the Olympics and competing at the top end, and you boys have been riding the same wave and growing up and surfing together for years.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Luke,
consider yourself a top end surfer. But
I consider myself someone who's all right, but I mean, I'm not exactly riding the wave of success that Billy is. Also,
don't feel bad about that or even overthink it. Just leave it there.
And I mean, the thing is too, like I suffer from gout, which has crippled me.
Yeah,
that's when you get an arthritic flare up in your feet, and then also I'm twice the size of Billy because I am unmotivated. And I drink too much beer. And then also I'm just not as talented.
And he's a hobbit.
He is small. He's a very small man. And I mean, he's going to do really well in these conditions because he is only 65 kilograms or 142 pounds.
He's so
if you're American.
It really pulls his eyes.
It is good.
Sort of golden locks. Look at him there.
Look at that. Look at that smile on it. He's just happy to be there.
And he's got
he's just fucking stoked. And I'm stoked for him.
The Japanese Ocean just lapping at his nipples there as he straddles his stick, and then he decides. Look at the glutes on the man as he paddles out the back.
And then here we go. We've got the Olympic flags. You can see those just so you know that you're watching the Olympics. Otherwise, you'd have no fucking idea.
And if you're not watching the Olympics and you're watching us, thank you for joining us here as we offer a live commentary of the first ever surfing at the Olympics. It's in Japan at a beach called Shida Shita.
Shida Shita. Shida Shita. I've got that on the board there just in case.
And
just there.
I don't know if that's completely true or not because the Olympics say that it's called Suragasaki or something like that.
Surasaki.
Well, yeah, they call it something else. Surigasaki. And then WSL and Wikipedia called it Shida Shita.
I've been to Japan before.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you get those pennies out of the vending machine?
No, I did get beer. They had beer vending machines. They got vending machines for everything over there. But I went to a beach that was very similar to this, though.
Oh, yeah.
I went there for a surfing event. I think I was 19 years old. Went there.
Look, they've just put some tyres down at the end of the wharf to make a reef and like a artificial right-hander.
Where?
See those Fred Flintstone tyres from back in the day?
They're not tyres. I told you they're fucking cinder blocks, mate.
Oh.
We've been through this already with the same shot that our broadcasting team have streamed.
Heat number 2 underway, 29 minutes left.
We're back in. Is that was just to signify that the heat's on? Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Anything of note, we've banged that. The 4 countries in the water at the moment, Japan, France, Peru, and New Zealand. Hello.
I'm just trying to read some comments.
Aotearoa.
What about the added weight? Oh, yeah, I've been through that. See, we can't even like read your comments, I'm sorry, because we've got the computer, the laptop set up.
I'll bring it closer, eh?
You reckon?
Yeah,
bring it a little closer. We're going to get a little more intimate here, just so we can read what you guys are.
Let you in our bubble,
about.
You know? Really let you in our bubble.
And just like angle that up a little bit.
Like headroom?
Yeah. Because people don't need to be looking at the crotchal region. Yeah, that's probably better like that. And now we can get some feedback from you guys. Know what you want us to talk about, even though we're going to disregard that probably.
Okay.
But here we go. Heat number 2, historic heat once again. Another historic heat. The first day for surfing in the Olympic Games.
I don't know who's got the upper hand in this lineup between these surfers, Igarashi, Flores, Tadela, and Stairmand. But I do know that Billy has the ability to hang 1 extra toe if he does choose to do a hang 5 or hang 10, because you know that Billy's got 6 toes.
That's a lie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's a lie.
Is that just a rumor?
That's a lie that you just made up.
Okay. Well, Thanks for running with it with me.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to run with that because I feel that is quite defamatory towards Billy and his feet.
Okay. That's fair. And I don't want to be doing that.
Do you reckon, how can we go live on the Instagrams as well?
Yeah, just put it there.
What?
Just
I've got nowhere to put it.
Put it against your computer, but not against the screen. Just over by those notes.
I'll put it here.
Yeah.
I just don't want to,
Perfect. Why are you going double live?
Because why not, you know?
2 angles.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Surfer in white. That's the Frenchman.
Flores.
He fell off, which is brilliant. I'm stoked that he fell off. Because
and now Tadela up on his feet as well, finds himself a right-hander. Billy's in the water. He's got to.
He finished the wave off. He looked happy with that. I missed it because I was finagling around with my telephone there.
We only caught the arse end of it, one manoeuvre. But did you notice that he went left like a good bastard?
Did he go left on that one?
On his backhand.
Well, that's a true Raglan surfer right there.
Yes.
And there's Ella Williams and Matty Scorange. Matty Scorange from the Art of Surfing. He fucking fandangled his way over there, and I'm proud of him for doing so.
And the lady on the right there was their physio. That's Team New Zealand. Aotearoa for Te Reo Māori.
Yeah, well, I asked Matthew Scorange, which is the head coach for the New Zealand surfing team, which consists of 2 athletes, Billy Stairmand and Ella Williams. I asked him what he was going to bring to the table, how he was going to coach.
Yeah, what does a surf coach do?
They don't do a lot. They stand on the beach with a video camera, and I believe they wax your surfboard. And they'll run down if you have like a problem with your board. If you snap a fin out, they'll bring your spare surfboard down to the beach for you. And that's a very important thing.
So they don't help you plan sort of tactics and focus on strategy and,
here we go. Replay. Look at that big backside snap and backed it up again with a beautiful snap. See that spray just flying to the heavens and then a third turn. And then that's fucking excellent surfing. And I basically taught him how to do that.
Did you show him how to do that?
No, but I've surfed with him and he's done that when I've been down the water, which means I influenced it somehow.
Yeah, or maybe he's taught you.
I can't surf backhand at all.
Oh, yeah, true. That's right. No, but that was a left. You would have been all over that.
That was a left. Yeah, I'll go to town on the left, but I'm not going backside. That's way too difficult.
All right, 25 minutes left in heat 2.
That was a great start from Billy.
It was.
That was a great start. That was 3 big snaps,
Absolutely.
Clean turns, finished it perfectly.
Yep, finding good parts of the waves to do his manoeuvres.
Exactly. The Frenchman.
Was that Frenchie?
That was the Frenchman.
All right.
Jeremy Flores.
Some scores are coming in.
And there we go. There's Billy, also known as the Shetland pony because he's like a horse, but he's small. And he's getting off a couple of nice snaps there. Definitely nowhere near as good as his left, but it's good to get a couple of scores on the board.
Ooh. Catching waves. Billy rips in small waves.
It's because he's fucking tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and he's a really good surfer. So you add those two things together and you get someone who really excels in small waves.
Can we just take a moment while this shot's on to notice his glutes there, just popping out the top of the water? He has a strong glute, both left and right.
Here we go, surfing yellow, Mike Tadella, or Miguel Tadella, sorry. And a couple of like horizontal half snaps, then some shitty little reverse into the shore. I mean, the judges, they'll score that, but like honestly, Billy's wave was a lot better. And you'll see that in the scores when they come out.
Noticing 2 scores dropping. Tadella for his first wave got 3.23, and Flores from France 3. So it's about 3s Billy needs to. If we get 3.5, we're leading the heat.
Well, I'm going to say that second ride of his was potentially going to be in a 3 area. I'm not sure what they're going to give for that left-hander because we saw it from the drone angle. I didn't see it in real time, so it's hard to tell.
Here we go. Billy with a 5. Straight.
Oh, he's got a 5. I mean, it's not a massive score, but hey, it's a good score. It's a solid score. It's a good score to start with. And here we go. He's up again on a little right-hander, and he's looking for an air section. And there you go. He falls off. But, I mean, really, it doesn't matter. The surfers are going to get plenty of opportunities to do these frontside air reverses. And we've already seen, like, at least 2 dozen of them so far this morning.
Did you notice the drama there? And Billy's body language changed. His mouth's going. Scuba Steve remember we saw Scuba Steve there looking for pippies earlier. He's still in the water. And Billy's not happy with his placement because Billy was looking to do a big sort of bottom turn, line up the section better, and it cost him. In that last maneuver, I believe that's what I've just witnessed.
So what you're trying to say is that the water photographer or videographer hindered Billy's scoring performance.
Yeah, he's in the wrong place, the wrong time. As we watch a sort of front hand hack there, and another one air lands reverse 180 from the Peruvian. Now, here we go. The Japanese surfer from Huntington Beach, California. Loader.
Just really generating some beautiful speed there and snapping it at the end. Not a hell of a lot going on there because, once again, like most of the waves here, it was shit. But he did well. He maintained flow and speed throughout the wave. Definitely nowhere near as good as Billy's left-hander, though. So, I mean, and to me, that's what matters the most.
And Billy's sitting at an 8.83 now with his 2 scores coming in. He's leading the heat. Tadella has got 2 scores in as well, 7.8. And Flores is still only got 1 score at 3.5. Igarashi waiting for his score to drop.
That's right. You're really good at that. Have you done this before?
No, I've just watched a lot of surfing comps as we watch this replay of Igarashi.
Here we go. The world number 6, I believe, Kanoa Igarashi. He's representing Japan all the way from Huntington Beach, California. And you can see that he's from Huntington Beach because the way he flows down such a god-awful wave is really telling of someone from California.
I thought you were going to say it's the sunning that he's put in his hair or the peroxide. As we watch another surfer come into action here, it's the Japanese man Igarashi again putting a second score on, trimming, big 360 at the top.
Couldn't quite ride out of it. You see he's patting the dog. He's really trying to milk it. And even if he did make it out in front of that, the judges are really going to score that down just because of like how shit that looked.
I'm just going to be reading the, what are they called? Comments here. Liana Parker, go Billy. Absolutely.
Some real long comment there that I can't read.
We are relying on you boys. TVNZ, New Zealand channel, ain't streaming it till after 12. Cool to see you're getting behind the Kiwis. Yeah, what's going on with that, man? Why wouldn't they stream it on free-to-air for New Zealanders?
Well, I think you find, Luke, that the problem with surfing in New Zealand is it doesn't get, not a lot of respect. It doesn't get respect at all. It's starting to now because we're obviously in the Olympics, but throughout the years, it really hasn't got a lot of respect. Because in New Zealand, it's all about those sports that rugby.
Igarashi catches his 3rd wave now. He's racking up scores. He pulls out like a good safe man.
He pulled out. It's always safer to pull out if you're in doubt. And that's how I've remained child-free for 38 years.
Oh, no. I thought we were going to have another bloody Mick Fanning.
Oh, no. I think they'll be all right out there because they do have the safety jet ski out there.
Oh, that jet ski's got a shark pulse on it, doesn't it?
I don't believe so. I wouldn't imagine that they would be too worried about sharks being out here. It is in Japan.
Well, because they're only knee deep too.
They are only knee deep, and I mean, if you get a shark in there, it's probably just going to get like dry docked on its belly.
Yeah.
So if anyone is on here watching on Instagram, we've also got a live stream going on YouTube.
Much better.
I'm trying to do the dual thing, you know.
You'll get this audio if you're on the YouTube one.
Yeah, like better audio because the mic's not going through my telephone. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, what have we got here? The Peruvian, he's in second, 7.8. Billy Stairmand from New Zealand, my friend, my good mate. And I like people to know that because I like to be associated with excellence. He's in first and 8.83. And then the Japanese surfer from Huntington Beach, California, currently on 6.13 with 2 combined waves.
Someone's asking, how do we find the stream? I'm not sure where you're talking about, what country you're in, but basically there'll be live feeds going out around the world right now, and whatever country you're in, find out who's got the broadcast rights, and that's how you can watch it. And you can tune into us with the commentary as we watch is that the Frenchman?
Oh, the Frenchman nose diving. He got a little too excited there. He thought he was on a 3 to 4 foot wave, but he's actually on a 1 foot shore break with 3 inches of water underneath him.
Yeah, he was looking around, just got a bit messy when he was trying to finish.
Yeah, well, as most of us do. But yes, if you're on Instagram, go to YouTube, the Raglan Surfboard, I think it's called. I don't even fucking know. I'm not very good. I'm a little bit technologically illiterate.
See?
Oh, here we go. This might be the set of the day.
I think a boat drove past. And they're going to pat his Billy out the back there, priority 1.
Where is he? Where have we got? That looks like
that
Billy paddling there.
No.
It is.
It is.
The young surfer from Flying Out Raglan, New Zealand.
Bang.
Couple of big snaps, looking spicy. Finished it off strong.
Floater.
A little floater. He finished, but he didn't finish that strong, unfortunately, because floaters are not really deemed a change of direction, which the judges will be looking for.
As Tadela finishes off.
Oh, Tadela. So that was good. He got 3 maneuvers and he finished strong. And that's what the judges are really looking for, even though I don't know really what they're looking for because, you know, I'm not really like that good in comps.
Yeah.
And because I keep getting underscored.
I'll just address some of the...
That's me personally.
Sure. I'll just address some of the questions around the footage and what stream we're watching. We don't have the rights to broadcast anything to do with the Olympics. We're even in fear of saying Olympics in Tokyo 2020.
I'm not even sure legally
we're not commentating it. We're calling it the O Games in a place somewhere in Asia facing due east. Because that is where Shoulda Beach faces. It's due east.
What was that? It had an alternative name as well.
Surigasaki
Beach.
No, it's oh yeah. Did I say that right?
Surigasaki.
Yeah.
I believe that's how
that
it's
came out well.
pronounced.
As we watched the that last maneuver there,
he really just released it off the top.
And
like where a lot of surfers won't get that release off the top, he fully released it off the top. And there we go, Japanese surfer. Here we go, the Japanese surfer all the way from Huntington Beach, California in the United States of America, but representing Japan, Kanoa Igarashi on the longest, best-looking wave that we've seen all event that's been running for 2 heats.
He's gone through about 5 different maneuvers.
It's 5 turns.
He spent his time chasing speed to look for an air. It didn't happen, so he just found little sections to do, little cutback? What are those called? Snaps?
Yeah, well, they're horizontal. They're not really change of directions. You can't really call them turns or snaps.
Yeah.
I would say they're kind of like I don't know what you call those. Floaters. Yeah, floaters.
So if the points were scored on how many waves you caught, Igarashi would definitely be leading, but it's not. There's 4 surfers in the water. Top 2 go through. So at this stage, it's Tadela and Stairmand on a 9.6 and an 8.8 respectively.
But I think what we'll find, Luke, is after this wave of Kanoa Igarashi, the Japanese surfer from Huntington Beach, California, America, United States, is that he will probably be going into the lead after that, because what we've seen here is just some big rail surfing. Yeah. That's what the judges want to see. He's got the speed, he's got the power, he's got the flow, and then he's also got the marketing and name behind him for the judges to really give him the points that he doesn't so much deserve, but that he will receive anyway.
Oh, so it's not to do with the fact that he found a wave where he was able to do sort of 5 or 6 turns and run it along for more than 7, maybe 8 seconds. Wasn't to do with that. Just sort of.
Oh, I mean, that comes into play for sure.
Oh, look how he's dyed his hair. He looks good.
He does look good. It's a little confusing, but
Billy gets he does look to his good. Feet. No,
we've got the Frenchman, Jeremy Flores from France.
And the scores have been updated. Igarashi goes to the top as he finishes off there with a big hack.
Like I said, see, I know shit, man. And that's why we've got me here.
Look, he's balls deep in the water. Literally. It's only that shallow.
It's very shallow, I think you'll find. And I mean, we could see potential of injury during this event. Obviously not from the waves, although the surfers are battling Mother Nature. Mother Nature is clearly having a sleep. And
what's the most likely cause of injury here, in your opinion?
I'm saying it looks like quite a stingray beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there could be a few stingrays there.
Absolutely.
Or jumping off a wave and turning your ankle in the shore break after milking it all the way to the beach.
And I don't know much about this beach, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of pollution or anything floating around in it. So they're not going to get lead poisoning.
Well, I mean, if you'd seen the live stream earlier, you would have seen the jet skis and the boats out the back with large pool cleaning nets.
Right.
Yeah.
Do they dig it all out? Otherwise?
They scoop the shit out of the ocean. Yeah. So, I mean, that's why it's looking relatively clean.
I wonder how many surfers in live events have taken aqua dumps, because obviously you're not going to come in and waste your time to hit a bathroom stall. You'd just get rid of it. Clean snap. And someone would have.
Yeah, well, I think you'll find, Luke, that in recent years there's been far less aquaturds during live events because of the implementation of drone videography.
But no one knows really what you're doing below the nipples when you're sitting in the water there.
Yes, but that's a problem now with the drones, because they have the angle, covering the surfer over the top. And so they're able to see if there's a live floater.
Yeah, but if you just keep facing the drone, so if the drone goes left, you just keep your chest to the drone, it'll never see what's happening out the back.
Have you ever seen a ship floating in the ocean? Because a ship floating in the ocean floats.
Oh, no, mine don't.
Really?
Yeah, they drop to the bottom like a sea slug.
Oh, you shouldn't. No, that doesn't sound that healthy.
Like cats in a bag.
You need some form of aeration in your fecal matter. But here we go. Just an update. Igarashi leading, the Japanese surfer all the way from Huntington Beach, California, America. And Miguel Tudela, or Mike Tudela, in second, with Billy Stairmand requiring... What does he need? Like a 4.6? It's hard to tell because the Olympics aren't they're not very switched on with their whole live graphics and shit. Although a hell of a lot more than we are. But like I said, we could be in trouble legally if we do show any graphics or even really associate ourselves whatsoever with the Olympic Games.
If we turn this broadcast cameras around, like the comments are winning us to, because not many people can actually see the streams in different countries. They don't know it's not broadcast. I think we'd probably get fined heavily and maybe sent to a Japanese prison and end up some dude's bitch boy and grabbing his soap.
I think they would probably just delete it from YouTube.
Some big sumo wrestler smiling at you as you walk in as he runs his pot across the bars. Ding, 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 ding. Hello there, bloody broadcast stealer.
Do you have any beer?
That's what they're saying. Nah, I've given up beer and I'm drinking.
What's that?
My missus's drink.
Sorry. Do you have any alcohol?
Yep.
Can I have alcohol, please?
Yeah. Do you want that?
What's that?
It's a wolf.
Is that a cider?
Yep.
Fuck yeah. Oh, yes, 50% less carbs too. I need that because I'm a little bit tub fat guy now.
Don't beat yourself up, mate. So why are they surfing here at a beach with 1 foot when they've got a perfect 4 foot up the road in a pool?
I would almost say because wave pools aren't really surfing. It's like its own subgenre of surfing. It's like wave pooling.
So you've got to keep it traditional, pushed by Mother Nature.
I think. Here we go, Billy Stairmand.
What?
Oh, come on.
You got to say what he's
doing.
Big
hacky calf there. Big hacky calf.
Oh, barrel.
Barrel! Oh, jeez.
He's just dipped his nose under the lip.
He went for the tube. The thing that with Billy, though, is as good as he surfs on the face, like his tube game is not quite up there with some of the world's best, like Kano Ogarashi, who has been in the Pipe Masters finals. Jeremy Flores, also in this heat, who has won Chopu and also won the Pipe Masters. And you can see Billy, when he pulled into that tube there, that he just felt a little uncomfortable, and that's why he pulled through.
He pushed right through the back, didn't he? He went in the front and came out the back of it, which is hard to do. And he's managed to do that quite well live on TV. Impressive. Thank you, everybody that's joined us here on this live broadcast. You've got 237 people there, and you've been going for an hour.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, here we go. Mike Miguel Tudela.
Shooter.
He's really got it going on, doesn't he? Look at him.
Fourth.
He's a feisty little Peruvian weasel. Yep. And he claimed it there. That's the first claim that we've seen so far.
Is that offensive? Peruvian weasel?
What is that what I said?
Well, I think the weasel's quite
No, what are they out to? Guinea pigs there. That's the home of guinea pigs.
Oh,
and also, what's that place with the castle?
Edinburgh.
No. There's like a big castle on a hill there.
Oh, Dunedin.
No, like a massive fucking castle on a hill. What's the castle on the hill in Peru called?
Oh, I don't know.
Fucking someone tell me what it's called.
It's called
Has anyone got it? The castle on the hill in Peru.
Tudela, Peru. Oh no, that's someone else. It's just called Castle on the Hill.
Nah, it's like a big, like heaps of people go there and take Instagram photos and just tell all their friends that they went to the castle on the hill.
We don't
Peru.
have to get the name. We know that there's a castle on the hill.
It's just fucking me off that I can't remember what it's called.
Sometimes your brain doesn't want to do exactly what you
It's
want
not.
to
It's
do.
not firing on all cylinders, and I blame all the Kailua in this coffee for that.
Do you want
Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu. That's it. That's the castle on the hill in Peru.
No, it's Pokemon.
No, you're thinking of Pikachu.
Oh.
Machu Picchu is a place where people go and they take photos of themselves with their girlfriends or take photos of their friends and say, hey, look, I went to Machu Picchu. And I'm an adventurer. I went and explored the world.
I've seen those photos. I thought they were just
That's Machu Picchu.
relatively
And that's
boring.
where Miguel Tudela is from.
Machu Picchu.
No, he's from Peru, but that's where like Miguel Tudela and Machu Picchu are both Peruvian.
Can we just take a look at the New Zealander sitting in the water there? He gets off his straddled position, starts paddling, looking for this.
Is this Bill here?
Right-hander.
Who's this?
Yeah, Billy.
Is that
Stairmand from Raglan.
No, it's not. It's the French guy.
Shit.
You French fuck. Oh, sorry.
Hey,
any
no.
French people.
I love France and French people, French food. And French fuck isn't actually a bad thing. You didn't say it doesn't have to be bad.
Yeah, I didn't say putain, Jeremy Flores. I think that's like fuck or something.
Here we go.
French.
Billy's up now.
No, that's the Japanese guy from Huntington Beach, California, with a big frontside snap, following it up with another snap and then another snap. It's good to see these guys have gone away from the frontside air reverse that is, going to be painfully overcooked during this event. So it's good to see some actual rail surfing.
A couple of rails there. I'd like to see a hang 5 or a hang 10.
Yeah, well, this isn't longboarding, mate, so you ain't going to see any of that shit.
No, I know, but I'm sure that they could do it. The boards are so short, their front foot's basically there.
Well, they could, and you might see actually some of the guys get close to the nose when they land their rotation air reverses, because your feet shuffle quite far up the board when you're leaving the wave, trying to kick that tail out.
Right.
Yeah.
So you sort of take the weight off it.
Wait, let me draw a picture of that.
Yeah, please. I'll approach some of these questions. Machu Picchu, yes, Josh, you got it. Mushy peas, blue jersey, you donuts.
Oh,
yeah, Liana Parker. Yeah, we do. It's his wife.
what is Liana trying to say? I don't know what his fucking jersey is.
Yeah.
Jesus, Liana, we know exactly what fucking color he is, all right? He's in the blue.
Our problem is they look
And I know it's him
silhouettes.
because it's him.
He's got a certain smell.
They do look like silhouettes, though.
Yeah, I can't tell the colours.
What
of
was
it.
I drawing?
You're going to draw just some artistic flair of.
Oh, I was going to draw the maneuvers because we can't legally. We're not allowed to show any of the video.
Here's Billy Stairmand up on.
Oh, is he up and
going
running? Here we go, Billy Stairmand. Oh, big frontside snap, throwing spray to the heavens. And then is he going to back it up and
Here he
finish
goes.
strong? Oh, that's a nice change of direction at the air. He looks at the judges, and he's just like, "Did you judges see that? Because I hope you did. Otherwise, you're not doing a very good job."
Tudela catches a wave as well. So Stairmand and Tudela get on their feet. Both go right. Billy gets about 3 or 4 maneuvers in. Tudela gets 1, but it was quite a cool little tricky ollie sort of something. Luke might be drawing that for us now, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw it.
Another wave is being caught by the Frenchman. He's regular footer going right. First hack, trims along again, cut back. Second hack, bang. He's got 3 maneuvers in, 4 maneuvers in on the closeout, riding the whitewater, dips his nose in just to get a taste of it. And he stands up and he's balls deep.
And he's going to get a good score for that because the judges are usually judging on quantity of maneuvers as opposed to quality.
And I think there's probably a little bit of intimacy involved, and they did start French kissing, and that changed the game of intimacy worldwide.
Okay, and that's a maneuver. That's one of the maneuvers that we've had happen. And like we said, we can't actually show you any moving imagery or static imagery from the Olympic Games. No, don't. What are you? No,
Just
don't.
showing Instagram as well.
I can move it. Don't.
Oh.
I just go like that, mate.
Oh yeah.
Easy. And then so that's some of the static imagery. This is actually from the last heat. We've managed to capture some imagery of Italo Ferreira during his last heat. This is one of the moves that he pulled off. It's a frontside air, and you can see he where his feet are. Has placed his feet right there, and not right on the tail because he wants to have some release. So he's got his feet up the frontal region of the board. And so thank you to Getty Images for supplying us with this imagery. And I'll keep you updated with some more beautiful static imagery of the event as it continues.
We're hitting 5 minutes to go now in the second heat of the first ever time surfing's at the Olympics. We've got New Zealander Billy Stairmand in the water.
Historic event.
Billy Stairmand, and he's sitting in third place. Only the top 2 surfers go through. So in the next 5 minutes, Billy needs to get another good score under the belt. He's got 1.5, and then I guess he's got 9.97 all up.
So you do the maths on that. Well, he's got
a 4.97. So he's basically got 2 5s. He needs another 5 point. He needs a 5.7.
If he gets a 6, he's good. I still think he's underscored on the left hander that he caught.
Yeah. Well, let's not get into that now. We can drag on.
Here we go. He's got a 5 and a 4.97.
Yeah,
which equals 9.97.
So
he needs a 5 point something.
Igarashi's got 2
6.8.
6s. Miguel's got 2 5s, but a low 5 and a mid 5. Yeah, Billy just needs a high 5. And he's up now on his feet, trimming, looking for some pace. He's got a first
He's on a shit wave.
And he's pulled out of that.
It was good that he pulled out because that wave was shit. And he wasn't going to get much scoring potential on that wave.
Yeah.
So that was a wise decision from Billy.
We need Tadela to pull a Hemi. And I don't mean that personally to him, but I'm a New Zealander and I'm rooting for New Zealand. And I would like the Peruvian to pull a Hemi.
Well, no, I think you'll find, Luke, as we see the French surfer Jeremy Flores up and riding on a wave that will provide him absolutely nothing.
Embarrassing.
I think you'll find is that we don't want any of these surfers to injure themselves. Unless it's at the start of the heat.
Go through, man.
Unless it's at the start of the heat. Because he's already on a heat score of 10.67 and Billy requires a wave. So if Miguel Tadela, rips his, his quad or some horrible injury, then Billy's still going to require that score, and he may not get that score. Yeah. That's why we don't wish injury upon any of these surfers.
Yeah.
Unless it's at the start of the heat. Just
a quick message for your Instagram followers that are watching on the Raglan Surf Report Instagram. You can go to the YouTube page of the Raglan Surf Report as well, and that will be better audio and a bigger shot, better screen as we watch. Is that Billy?
That's the Japanese surfer all the way from Huntington Beach, California, USA. Look at the speed and momentum that he carries through his moves. He didn't. Sorry.
See, Scuba Steve in the bloody way again. He's out there hunting for pippies at the wrong bloody time. Why is he out there?
Well, he's out there because he's trying to document the event in the water with a camera. And you can see there what he's got a camera there. I'm not sure if he's shooting still imagery or moving imagery.
He's just got it pointing downwards like a POV shot of himself and giving it to the pippies he's picking up.
I think he might actually just be looking through his photos to make sure he's got something.
Okay, sure. Checking his footage.
Yeah. And that's one of the things with surfing. I think what surfing brings to the table for the O Games. I was almost going to say Olympics, but we're not legally allowed to say that.
We're not commentating the Olympic Games.
We're not commentating the Olympic Games. And we need to remember that. And we need everyone else to remember we are not commentating the Olympic Games whatsoever.
No. And we are not we're not sponsored by Jack Links.
There's no affiliation.
Today I bought these and it's just a good snack. And we are not by any means hijacking the Olympic Games or any part of it. And we're not showing any footage. If you want to push mute on the TV while you watch the surfing, you can use the audio we're providing of what we're doing in the lounge.
Basically. And I started that sentence with an idea of what I was going to talk about because I had a point to make. But I kind of went off tangent. And then because I felt like we did need to make a point that we're not commentating the Olympics.
No.
We're just commentating a surfing event that's being held in Japan.
Yeah, similar times to the Olympics. Maybe it is the same event. No one actually knows because
we're not legally allowed to say.
2020 and it's actually 2021. There's
we're 2021. See, and that's the thing is that with the Olympic Games in 2020 that's currently on at the moment.
1 minute left. Billy Stairmand from New Zealand.
Sorry for the chewing, but this was fucking delicious.
New Zealand hero, 8-time champion of New Zealand surfing. Billy Stairmand on a 9.97 chasing 5.6 score in 1 foot at Shitta Beach in Japan. There's what you might call a set coming.
Where is he?
Igarashi's got another wave under his belt.
Once again, the Japanese representative all the way from Huntington Beach, California, America, United States. Not really keen on that one, and for good reason, because that wave was no good.
Tadela, fall off, please, sir. And honestly, I mean that in just, it's a good little maneuver. Shit.
He pulled it off, but it wasn't that good.
It's going to probably help him.
Yeah.
With 30 seconds to go.
I probably will.
Come on, Billy. Find a wave.
He's probably improved his score line.
I'm just going to do a prayer to Tangaroa, who is the god of the sea. Tangaroa, can you please send a mean as wave to Billy ASAP? We've got 13 seconds.
Wait. Hold on. Isn't that out of like Tangaroa's jurisdiction in Japan?
Well, Japan, Tangaroa is the god of the sea.
Is Tangaroa the god of the entire ocean? I just thought it was Pacific Ocean.
No.
Wait, is Japan? Japan is Pacific Ocean, right?
I don't know. Tangaroa's pretty bold-styled, man. You can do anything else. And that's it. Shit.
Oh, God damn it.
Disaster.
Oh, well, it's not a disaster. This is the first round. There is a repechage round or some shit like that where the surfers go into, so they get a chance. It's not like if you lose in the first heat, you're fucking gone. There is like a repechage. But, I mean, good on you, Billy. Like, absolutely. You got that one good left was very impressive. Yep. I thought, to be honest, that was probably the best wave of the heat, but I am biased. But, yeah, I mean, really great representation of New Zealand and Raglan. And, I mean, I, for one, I'm very proud of you. And I think we all are.
Yeah, even getting to the Olympics is just massive, Billy.
It's a huge accomplishment. But also, fucking, can you just sort your shit out and win your next seat?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all the Stairmands on this day as well. The whole family will be celebrating. Bit of a hoo-ha, I'm sure.
And you can see this. The Jeremy Flores, he plays fourth in that heat. And I'm not going to say he's washed up, but he's nearing it. Because this is actually his last year on the World Championship tour. He's decided to take a step back from competitive surfing and focus on the rest of his life.
So Igarashi is still in the water when the other surfers have got out and have gone back and they're talking to their teams. And he's in there. He's got his watch on and he's waving his hair.
I mean, you look at that hair. You look at that hair.
Band member.
Clearly, he's gone with the full intent of having blonde hair. But he looks like an old man.
He's got an anklet on like he's just got out of jail, man. They're monitoring him.
That's a leg rope.
Oh, is that a sleeve?
Yeah, so that attaches your calf or your ankle to your surfboard via a leash type.
I thought the bro and I had something in common, man. He was wearing a police monitored anklet.
But the funny thing is it just shows like fuck all about surfing.
Billy Stairmand's left hander.
Oh look, that's that left that I was talking about. But like it shows like fuck all about surfing, right? Because you thought that guy was wearing like a monitored bracelet, ankle bracelet, on home detention. But then
it could have. It looked like it, to be fair. I know that there's leashes, but my first instinct was that looks like a detainee bracelet.
And that's troubling. That's troubling. That like you're watching a surfer, and your first thought is that they're wearing an ankle bracelet.
Yeah, but you've got to understand where my mind has been built in the world that has. I've seen more anklets than I have leashes, and that's why my perspective is different to yours.
Well, because you're from rural New Zealand, right?
Yeah, I'm from a place called Levin. Levin in New Zealand. Go Levin, live it, love it, live in it, and it's got a terrible reputation. Actually, Levin is responsible for starting and bringing galloping knob rot into the world.
And that is, to clear that up, that galloping knob rot is a disease for cows, right?
Yeah, it's the world's worst cow STI.
Oh, it's an STI.
For cows.
Oh, yeah. For cows, yeah. No, but what I was going to say was that you share probably very similar characteristics with a lot of surf commentators for the Olympics, because I'm well aware, I think you were saying, that some of the commentary team from New Zealand, from Sky Sport, they don't know anything about surfing. So, I mean, I can see how like they would also probably think that was an ankle bracelet on the surfers, because we've got to remember the stigma around surfing is that, surfers are a bunch of, stoner, wasted criminal bums. So you could understand if if a commentator from the mainstream, Sky Sport or whatever it may be, TVNZ,
news.
Or the news, would probably, that would be their first thought was, that's an ankle bracelet. This person's on home detention for probably selling pot.
Yeah. Well, we wouldn't put them on home detention in New Zealand for selling pot now. Basically, get away with pot however you want.
I think you can, unless you've got a large amount for supply. But if you've just got like maybe an ounce or two on your person, it's a slap on the wrist.
If you've got one of those plants growing, you don't get in trouble.
Exactly. Like, I mean, you've got 3, which is probably a little... that's over the top, but like if you just had one of those, like just maybe that one,
but look how perfect
the small one. If you had that small one, you'd be fine.
Yeah, that's a clone. That's not even mine. That one, I would give that back.
But those are looking good.
Yeah, look at that big bastard.
Quite pungent.
Yeah.
Actually.
I call that one there the
Yeah, what kind of ventilation is it? Ventilation in here?
That's fine.
Sweet. Here we go. Heat 3
Can
coming
I just send my thoughts and loves to Billy after his heat, and well done. And he got to the stage and he represented New Zealand.
Let's all have a clap to Billy.
He wore the fern, Aotearoa, represented Billy Stairmand. It's in history now. Well done, sir.
Yeah, historical.
Congratulations. That's awesome. And he came third, man. Nothing wrong with third.
Hey, man, he didn't get fourth. He actually beat a world tour surfer.
Some of the best things in the world need 3 people and come in threes.
Yep.
Some of the best things.
We don't have any examples. You don't have any examples of those, do you?
Yeah, I just didn't want to say it because my first thing was sexual, and you told me I've got to lay back on the sexual innuendo.
Yeah, you do. You do. You come on very hot and heavy with the sexual innuendo.
Well,
it gets a little played out, to be honest.
Well, threesome was the obvious answer there. That things that come in threes. Also, fingers when they're held up like that. Couldn't come up with anything else. Three, yeah.
No gang signs on this live stream. And there you go. That's Lucas Macinas. He's the surfer from Ecuador, I believe.
Even though he's got Peru on his shoulder?
No, the Peruvian guy was in the last one. We were talking about Machu Picchu. And then there's the American guy, Kalohe Andino, son of Dino Andino, who that's one guy. That's one guy. Jonathan Wayne Freeman, a bloke from, I think he's on there maybe. He was saying that he was confused when he was younger because he thought there was 2 guys called Dino. He thought it was Dino and Dino. But that's actually the guy's name.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
His first name's Dino and his last name's Andino.
Do you want to mention Aussie, or how do you feel about Julian Wilson in Australia?
I mean, they're there for a reason,
right?
right? Because they had to include Australia in the Olympics, and which is understandable. But Julian Wilson, he's a guy. There's are you trying to read this? Can you?
I was just seeing what people are saying. Yeah, Billy, Peru, New Zealand pot is the worst. Someone, yeah, bro. Can you talk about the heat? Oh yeah. Well, no, it's just starting. It's a beach start, which is new to me. It's kind of like surf lifesaving mixed with surfing. They're running along in their speedos, trying to dive for the big flag, and then they paddle out and catch a wave.
Wait, hold on. Are they still? Wait, are they even doing beach starts? They are doing beach starts.
Why are they
so it's
walking?
weird. There's this like an interval in between each heat where there's nothing going on.
And they
obviously there's nothing going on in the ocean anyway because the waves are tiny and shit. But there's nothing going on. Whereas usually in a normal competitive format, you'll have a heat, and then that heat will finish, and then straight away a heat will start, or overlapping heats. But in this case, we've got maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes downtime between heats.
They line the 4 surfers up on some fake grass, introduce them all, and then they beach start.
Yeah, it's more of like a showboating exercise, I guess, where they get the 4 surfers lined up. And then what do they do? I mean, I assume they're talking about each surfer, but it seems to be some form of beach start, I guess. I mean, we don't. The only buzzer we've got is this one, so we just do that when like the heat's starting.
As we look back, we look actually due west now because the Shitta Beach faces due east, looking back into Japan. And I believe that dirt track up the back there on the hill is the place where you can go and meet wildlife for free.
That's actually where they're having the downhill mountain biking.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, different. I've got to look for those dirt tracks a bit better. They're hard to tell apart.
I believe they have downhill mountain biking in this.
What do you believe the black thing is there on the rocks?
I'm going to go with Muscle Spat. Yeah.
So where they are surfing, if you're not able to find a stream of the footage and you're just consuming the audio here through your ears, there's kind of like a concrete artificial pier.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do.
Draw.
I'll draw exactly what we got here.
I'd like to see some currents, beachfront, where the waves are, where the pier is, and what way the surfers are going, and just detail and class and stats for our viewers. Kalohe Andino, Julian Wilson, Luca Messinas, and Rio Waida is heat number 3.
So who we got here? Who's your pick for this?
I'm going to go with Kalohe Andino because the New York Times said he might have a chance because he grew up at a beach that had shit waves like this.
Of course, yes. Kalohe Andino grew up in Southern California, which has like really shit waves too. But like where the Olympics as being held for the first time. You know,
Like that looks like the Interrogators just driven past in the Sounds, and people are trying to get
there's
quickly
not
out
a
of
lot
the way
going
on
on
their
there.
kayak.
I've seen
Look out!
I've seen that professional soft topper Ben Gravy surf waves like this from a tanker. You know, one of them big boats. One of them big boats comes past, and that's the sort of waves that you get.
Let's read a comment here. You guys see Andino's American flag trunks? Yeah. You think anybody wants a roundhouse kick in the face while he's wearing those bad boys?
Oh, that's off a film. That's off Napoleon Dynamite.
As we see our first wave caught in the third heat, it's the Peruvian man, and he goes.
He is Peruvian.
Yeah, and he goes left, and he gets in 2 turns. He's a regular footer on his backhand, and now he puts his face down and paddles back out there.
I thought he was from Ecuador. I'm sorry to Macinas.
I think there's Ecuador,
not that
Peru.
I mean, he's obviously not watching. I mean, that's what we've got. Like, this is the setup that we've got here. We've obviously got the waves out here. Predominantly right-handers, and then there's a crop of mussels down here. The crop of mussels down. Just fucking leave that, mate. Come on.
These guys can't see. Oh no, I fucked it.
See, I fucking told you, don't touch it.
Hold
Jesus. It's and then that's right, and then that's the pier or break wall, and then there's another crop of mussels on the other side of it.
So this is where they do the beach start.
This is the beach start. So I mean, if we look at it, we've got the surfers here. There's 4 surfers, and then this is where they do the beach start, and then they run out here.
They walk. No one's running.
Oh no, they're walking, but
no urgency.
There's no urgency, and then they walk out here, and then these are the waves. They're predominantly right-handers, and then that's the thing there, and then there's all these bricks. There's bricks out here that look like tires, but they're not. And then this is like the pier thing. And then that's basically what we're working with here.
Show Instagram as well, because they'll be really looking forward to learning more about it.
It's hard to draw, and because I'm not looking at it.
So we've had 1 score posted. It's by the 3 have just dropped. It's by the Australian Wilson, who's on a 0.83. That's NIA, Indonesia. Yep.
Indonesia.
3.67.
He's taking what looks like
he's on the wave
smallest
now.
wave.
And he's didn't come up from his big.
Who would have thought it? And there we go. We've seen another frontside air reverse. I haven't seen one of those attempted for about 3 to 4 waves now. So it's good to see that we're getting some of those back into the competitive arena. And if you're wondering what a frontside air reverse is, just you'll see it. You'll see it a lot.
It's a 360. And they get the speed up, 360 land, and then touch the foam with their hands as they paddle out.
Oh, here we go, Julian Wilson, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's a frontside air reverse.
He's got a wedgie.
Okay, Chloe Andino, the American surfer from San Clemente, which is in that New York Times article. Apparently, shit waves there.
Shit beach specialist.
Yeah. And that's not even coming from me. That's from the New York Times, I believe.
Look at those guys. They could. Oh, it's COVID.
We don't
know about that.
Yeah, well, we don't. You know, we don't have. We don't wear masks.
I thought they were like, fuck, these robbers.
I thought that was like
security.
Because we had that.
Nervous.
I think it was 2 weeks last year. We had to wear masks or something.
Yeah, I know you have to wear them on a bus because you get like facial herpes on New Zealand buses.
I mean, I'm going to wear a mask on public transport in New Zealand anyway.
Yeah, I opt for wearing condoms on trains these days, even because some of those trains are hectic. And when you go into tunnels in New Zealand on a train and it goes dark, there's a law that came in about 1874 that says there is no laws in the tunnels.
Oh, it's like international waters.
Yeah, it's like yeah. And when you're in a tunnel, you can do what you want. So that's why I wear protection, mouth guard, connie, and shin pads.
Is that same in Auckland? Similar?
And just what do you mean?
No, because they have lights on the trains in Auckland for that reason.
Have they? No, but they turn them off in the tunnel because the
Since when?
Well, because of the New Zealand law.
When did they implement? No, when did they start turning them off in the tunnels? Because they've been doing that because there were like so many issues that they were having when people would go through tunnels and there was all that.
Oh, to be honest, I've never caught a train in Auckland, so I don't know whether the lights are on or off. I just know the laws.
Japan has brilliant trains. Shinkansen,
the
fastest train in the world.
Fastest train. That is Thomas. Everybody knows that Thomas the Tank Engine is.
No, he was the most charismatic train in the world. The Shinkansen is the fastest train in the world.
Oh, physically
the fastest train. Not like the most intelligent, but the fastest train.
We've got
because you can almost give Thomas the Tank Engine the most intelligent because I don't know any other talking trains.
No.
And the Japanese surfer, no, he's not Japanese. Sorry, he actually is of Japanese and what do they call it? I was going to say ancestry, but that was definitely the wrong word for what I was trying to say. Descent. Descent is what. See, I could have so easily said
Japanese descent.
I was going to say of Japanese ancestry.
Culture.
What I was really meaning was Japanese descent. He has Japanese parents, I believe, but he's from Indonesia.
We don't know who his lovemaking has been. It might be. You might have. You don't have to. You don't say he's not.
But I'm not going to assume
away from him.
I'm not going to assume that he comes from incest because I think that is extremely disrespectful to a surfer that has made it all the way to the Olympic Games.
It is fair to say that it's a possibility because we don't know who made love to who when he was born, and they've gone left.
We don't know, and I don't even want to speculate on it.
It's the Australian Julian Wilson. He gets 2 relatively average turns.
Yeah, it's looking a little slow and sluggish. And there we go. That's the 37th air reverse, frontside air reverse we've seen so far in this event. We're only 2.5 heats in.
But he did it with manoeuvres afterwards.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Well, I mean, minor.
I thought he did it in the wave still, and then had one more.
I think that's when we're going to see the real big scores come through, is when these guys can link up some manoeuvres. Like a couple of snaps, frontside air reverse, sure, but then finish it off strong. We want to see multiple manoeuvres. We don't want to see people just racing along and doing a frontside air reverse because it gets fucking tedious. And we don't want to introduce to the world the mainstream to surfing, and then all the rest of the world knows of surfing as the frontside air reverse. Yeah, because that's the way it's going. People will be asking, "Where's the tube ride?" We've heard of the tube ride. We've heard of Mavericks and Jaws and the big waves. Where are those? I want to see some of those.
Here it is again. Kalohe mid-wave hits the lip, pops out a 180, lands backwards, reverts it in his regular stance, and gets a little McFomus in it.
Yeah, you were right. He did complete another maneuver after the air reverse,
which is the first time we've seen someone do that.
It was the first time we've seen someone do that. Although it was a bit of a token maneuver. There wasn't much to it. It was a small foam climb. There was not a lot of speed through the maneuver. It was not critical. It was not entertaining. So you probably get fuck all points for that.
Right.
And the air reverse was out of the 33 air reverses or whatever that have been completed so far in the last hour, 39, that was probably he didn't exactly rotate through the whole thing. He landed backwards and then reverted out of that. The judges want to see, when I say the judges, this is pure speculation.
What he's doing.
They want to see a full one maneuver air rotation. And that's going to get the big scores. And we saw that in the first heat from world champion to Talagro Fragno.
Look at him standing on his surfboard already, waiting for the wave to pick him up. See that? He got up early.
I think you'll find, though,
that gives him that 2 extra seconds. He might get an extra maneuver in there.
I think you'll find, though, that what he was doing was he was standing on his surfboard to get a better view of what's coming out the back. And in this case, in Japan, at this place, nothing.
It's waist deep.
There's nothing out the back.
Standing on the sand, and he can see the horizon because it's so small.
Well, yeah, it's also pointless looking for a set when there's, it's
you
fucking...
should listen to me then and start with his feet already. Here we go. Commentate this week, Stairmand.
Oh, God. Who's this?
Blue dude,
Indonesian, Rio Waida. Oh, my God. Frontside air fucking reverse. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that someone was going to do a fucking air reverse? Woo!
Hey, don't get angry. It's what's on offer. Okay, Mother Nature is choosing to bless us with this, and these athletes are at the top of their game, and they're doing their best. So I just want you to enjoy it.
Surely there has to be something. Surely there's got to be someone who can race along a wave and do something a little different.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Like, go old school. Show it. I know they're not hard to do, but why don't you change your tricks? Throw a hang 5 in. Pull up a floater, then look to maybe do something. You don't have to just do the air reverse every time and look for 2 5s.
Man, I'm just thinking, no, but in all honesty, is there an alternative maneuver that can be done that is going to be exciting, that is going to score points? Because at the moment, it just seems to be a frontside air reverse.
You might have to go into those random tricks that are starting to pop up, like the pop shove it or the kick flip, because it's little, there's not a lot of wind.
Wait, here we go. Look, lines it up, frontside air reverse. Now, that wasn't a bad one. Out of the 47 that have been done so far, I'm going to say that was top 7.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
See, he landed it. It was all one rotation, really. There was a lot better than Kalohe and Dino's. It'll be interesting to see if the judges give him more or less than Kalohe and Dino.
Look at his last name, Messinas.
Bro, have some respect, man. These guys have made it all the way to the Olympics, and the last thing they need is a couple of fucking douchebags, one in particular, messing their fucking name up, all right?
What? That's his name, Messing Ass. Look at
It's
that.
Messinas.
Oh, well, I'm sorry I don't sound in my...
Oh, here we go. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
pull
That was
out
the
of that.
Indonesian surfer again, Rio Waida.
How you liking that orchards over there? Mrs. will probably come home soon and scream at the top of her lungs for drinking all her pussy.
Yeah, I remember that last time you drank all that alcohol. She wasn't very impressed.
Well, I've got a reputation for it, so...
Ah, here we go. Who is your wardrobe sponsored by? Well, our wardrobe is... I actually borrowed this off Luke because I just had my regular red plaid shirt that I wear every single day of my life.
Yeah.
So I just borrowed this off Luke, and I think we
They're
look
okay,
like...
they look good on quite a bit. They don't make them for men yet. These are women's blouses.
Yeah, because the buttons are on the other side.
Yeah. But no, they're comfortable. Mine's a real shit, like fabric and factory processed and would catch on fire.
Oh, wait. So, two surfers up and riding. There we go. The
Party
guy,
wave! Oh.
Lucas Messinas, one nice big snap and just grovelled his way through a second turn, which looked pretty shit. Julian Wilson also up and out.
We've got
Realised that wave didn't have a lot of score potential at all.
really close scores here. Both all four surfers have 2 scores in after 10 minutes, 20 minutes in the heat so far. 10 minutes? Are they half hours? Yeah, 10 minutes in.
10-minute half-hour heats here.
The range is 7.5, and then that's low, and the highest is 8.96. The other two fit in between. Julian Wilson at the bottom and Dino at the top. The shit surfer specialist, as put out by the New York Times.
No. The New York Times didn't say Chloe and Dino was a shit surfer specialist. The New York Times said that San Clemente sucks shit for surfing.
Oh.
Yeah. They said that. Like, I mean, not like verbatim those words, but essentially that's what they were saying. They were saying that Southern California is shit for surfing, which is crazy because there's like a lot of world champions that have come out of Southern California.
Indeed. Yeah, there is.
I mean, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there has to be one or two.
Maybe it's just in the movies that they sort of say it is, you know, like kind of like the Mount.
The Mount. I don't think it's in the movies. I think Southern. I mean, like I said, I went surfing there once and it was shit. So, I mean, I have a very small sample size to go off. So I'm just purely judging the waves in Southern California off what the New York Times said.
Going. We've got a jet ski going rogue. He's heading out towards the horizon. What the hell's going on? There's battleships out the back here in Japan. Did you see that?
There were no battleships.
I'm pretty sure you'll
So just to clarify that with anyone who's not watching what's going on and just watching us, I don't know why the fuck you'd be doing that, but there are no battleships out the back. And here we go. Chloe and Dino, the surfer from San Clemente, one of the shittest surf breaks in the world. Frontside air reverse. Who would have fucking thunk it again? Who would have thunk it? Number 52, whatever it is. I don't know. There's a hell of a lot of frontside air reverses been going on here. And I think we're all going to lose count. And like I said, it's going to be like Groundhog Day. Everything is going to look exactly the same. You're going to be like, oh, what heat was that in? It doesn't matter. Oh, who was that? Oh, it doesn't matter. Because they all look the same. And the eventual winner of this event is going to win this event on frontside air reverses. 2 in a heat, probably more. Could even be Attilo Ferreira, might have a point of difference and do a backside air reverse and win. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. See how this plays out.
And I'll just approach some of these questions on the YouTube channel. If you're watching on Instagram, you can find a better feed on our YouTube channel, or sorry, Luke's YouTube channel, The Raglan Surf Report. You'll get better audio and a bigger picture, but welcome to stay on Instagram. That's fine. But some of the questions say, what is the weather like in New Zealand? You're wearing boardies and T-shirts. So weather's grey. Smells like...
oh, look, wait. Replay that frontside air reverse. See what he did there? So what he did was like he came up off the lip of the wave, he turned around, and then he landed back on the wave.
And Dino sitting at the top with a 9.93 spread across 2 waves. Dropping in. First manoeuvre. This is Aussie Julian Wilson, second manoeuvre.
No, that is not Australian at all.
Blue? Shit, I thought
that is blue. That's the Indonesian surfer, Rio Waida. And now I've got the Peruvian Messinas. Lucas Messinas, maybe? I'm not sure. He's doing a couple good turns in that. Some good snaps.
3 or 4 into that one.
The most refreshing thing about that, and I think the judges and the spectators are going to, really be grateful for, is that he didn't at all on that wave try a frontside air reverse. And that's a point of difference, I believe.
Well, someone suggested a headstand. Headstand, we were talking about maybe a hang something or a method.
Yeah, this ain't the 1960s, all right? A headstand or a hang 5, as you put it.
If someone did that would be cool, man.
I mean, I think what we've got to remember,
I'd enjoy it.
What we've got to remember here is there are a lot of people that this is their introduction to surfing and competitive surfing. So I think if someone did something like a headstand, it would probably be quite fucking impressive when you
Hard
compare
to
it
do.
to yeah, it is hard to do when you've got it in comparison to sports like gymnastics. You know, where they're doing all these flippy around things on equipment like the horse, which is essentially it's like a longboard, really. It's just a thing that just stands still and does absolutely nothing. So if you're doing that sort of thing on your surfboard, like a headstand, I mean, it's probably going to be pretty fucking impressive. We know that it's stupid and it's gimmicky, but I think for the general public who are being introduced to professional surfing and competitive surfing for the first time, I mean, you're going to win the hearts of the spectators.
Yeah, that is very true. You're right. And sometimes that's
so. Yeah,
more.
Bring it.
Yeah,
handstand, headstand, something like that could be quite cool.
Go enjoy snapper with 2,000 fleas, kooks. What does that mean?
Where does that say?
That's just someone on the thing. New Zealand is much like Cali waves. I don't know where they.
Look, I wouldn't even like look at some of those comments because I mean, not to offend anyone, but most of you are fucking stupid cunts, and I mean that in the most respectful way, like not in the harsh way, like just more of an endearing way.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, like love, heaps of love in it.
Yeah, like a little love in that, and what I just said.
Indonesian surfer Wider has streamed into the lead with a 9.96 now total score. Indonesia, what's been going on in Indo lately? They still ripping down rainforests for palm oil and harming natural habitats and burning it for farming.
Well, I mean, if you want to look at the most fucking horrible negative shit about Indonesia, maybe. I don't know.
Well, last time I was
really
there,
paid a lot of attention to that.
We were flying from Bali to Sumbawa, and as you're in the plane, you look out the window, and there was smoke fires. There's about 3 or 4 of them, and the pilot was like, "Oh yeah, people burning in the forest." And
oh no! I think it's just how they deal with their rubbish.
Well, they're pretty big rubbish piles.
There's that as well.
And I'm not pointing the finger. I don't know what I'm talking about. So Indonesia, what's going on? What are you up to? How's 2021? Because you're leading number 3.
Microphone thing keeps getting in my face. I don't even know if we sound. I don't even know if people can hear us. To be honest,
they can hear us.
They
can hear us.
Sorry, I'm eating.
Switch stance is the future. Maybe switch stance. That's a good maneuver to throw out here.
I think it could be, but at the moment, it's not really a viable option for these surfers unless you are. I think Italo Ferreira. He's pretty good at switch stance, but
I mean, we can go goofy. I thought that regulars wouldn't.
No, he's a goofy for that.
Oh, he's a goofy, so he
can
switch. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but he's not quite there yet. We're still a long way off where surfers are able to surf switch stance the same as their regular stance. But I mean, in the future, yeah, absolutely.
Do you want a fact around how much the government's expecting to spend on the Olympics in Japan?
Yeah, sure.
400 billion yen.
Well, can we get that in like US dollars or New Zealand? Oh, here we go. Rio Waida, the surfer from Indonesia.
The leader.
He's got a lot of speed there. He's probably going to go for a frontside air reverse. Oh my God.
And didn't make it.
He almost, he had his hands were like this. And then right at the end there, he started shaking his hands a little bit and fell off.
Yeah, his nose dipped below the surface there and he fell.
He almost had it. It was very close. And that was
taken on water.
Out of the I think, well, I mean, what are we up to now? 58 air reverses that have been done. That was definitely the top 20.
12 minutes left in the third heat.
Oh, Julian Wilson. I mean, that was another frontside air reverse. It was, however, the smallest frontside air reverse that we've seen so far out of the 62 that have been done so far in this event that's been going for 3 heats.
I think I'm going to have to support Australia in this. Anzac brother or sister or cousin of ours, closest country to us that's in this heat. Quite similar to us in some ways.
Yeah.
But then really not.
Very different in a lot of other ways.
So he's my
your pick. He's your
my
horse
boy,
for this one?
Julian Wilson.
Well, he's currently in 4th, so
he's losing.
Picked the wrong horse at the moment.
No, you wait. This guy likes to leave it right till the end and then show you what he's really got.
I'm going for the Indonesian surfer Rio Waida because I actually quite like his surfing.
And he's called another wave now.
This is in fact this is the San Clemente surfer representing the US. Frontside air reverse. You see how cleanly he rode out of that and then into just a very mediocre off the top foam climb to finish that wave off. And Julian Wilson,
he's my boy.
You can see him. He's rearing up for a frontside air reverse and he tries it. And that was the most pathetic attempt so far at a frontside air reverse. So at the moment we are seeing a decline And I mean, not the volume of frontside air reverses because we've seen a hell of a lot, but just the quality of them with that last attempt from Julian Wilson.
Welcome everybody for joining, and thank you for joining us on this broadcast as we commentate an event happening in Japan that may or may not be associated to the Olympics. It's a surfing event, and the commentary team that is being provided to you on the broadcast from Japan. Wow, he's the main guy's from New Zealand, and he doesn't have any experience in surfing, so this is why the Raglan Surf Report has come to the rescue, set you up a commentary stream that you can enjoy that's really, I guess, best fitted to this event and the historic nature of it. Yes,
it is a historical. This is a historical. We're in the third heat now of the surfing event at the 2021 O Games.
2020.
We would like to call it by its real name, which is the 2020 Olympics, but legally we're not able to do that.
Tokyo.
Yeah,
but we are not a sponsored show, or this is not a financial agreement with anyone.
No.
And the Jack Links we're eating, it was purchased privately.
This was bought. This wasn't sent for free.
And it's just because it's a good snack. So
that's purely why we're eating this.
It's nothing.
Fuck, it's delicious though.
No sponsors here, and we are not hijacking.
No, in no way associated with the Olympics.
We just want to offer some content to some people that desperately need it, and we're doing so off our own backs as a charity, almost a heroic way, saving surfing.
I think we're saving surfing because many people have thought, should surfing even be in the Olympics?
In one foot.
Should surfing even be in the Olympics when you stack it up and compare it to some of these, highly skilled sports that are currently and have been in the Olympics for many years? And like shot put, where you've got to. It's very skillful. You've got to throw a heavy thing further than someone else, or javelin, where you've got to throw a stick further than someone else.
Yeah.
Or long jump, where you've got to jump like a further distance than another person.
Yeah.
Just all these really skilled events that have been in the Olympics for years. People have thought, well, is surfing even worthy of being in the Olympics with sports like that? And I mean, I think it is. I think it's up there.
Surfing?
I think it's almost as skillful as shot put, where you just got to throw a heavy thing.
Yeah, I suppose you're battling a few elements, aren't you? There's a few things going on. There's a number of skill sets that you're putting on display. But you're right. The the hurdles and high jump and
well, I've always thought
discus.
I've always thought they've basically already had. They've taken the worst parts out of surfing. The stuff that you hate about surfing, like paddling out. They've already had rowing and swimming and shit like that. So they've already had like the worst parts of surfing in the Olympics for years. So now they've just kind of made it official and then got the whole thing in the Olympics, which is pretty cool.
Skateboarding shouldn't be in the Olympics either. There's a comment on the YouTube channel. Disagree with you there.
Either. Well, who said surfing shouldn't be in the Olympics?
No one. He's just suggesting that it shouldn't be, I guess.
Skateboarding shouldn't be in the Olympics. No, it's just good that they've got like, all those skilled sports like what's that one? Synchronized swimming.
Yeah, underwater hockey.
Hockey in general.
Diving.
Yep. Diving. Yeah.
I don't know much else about the Olympics because I never had a TV or was informed that there was anything outside of rugby.
No, I've always been a fan of a lot of the Olympic sports, like I've always been live streaming rowing regattas. I just love when there's a good a swim meet on. Watch a live stream of a swim meet or following the shot put world tour. That's always really interesting, and so I'm always really excited when the Olympics rolls around and I get to see who's at the top of the game in the shot put because I've been following it all year. Ever since the last Olympics. So I'm just like, fucking that guy from, Venezuela, he's got a mean arm on him. He'll throw a shot put really well.
Yeah.
And
Kalohe with a
I'm just hoping that the mainstream picks up on surfing like this and they start watching, and paying attention to surfing, and not just in the Olympics.
Messing us with 3 hacks. And now we watch Julian Wilson.
Completed a frontside air reverse.
Yeah, reverse.
See, I think what you'll see there, Luke, that was actually a very, very blurry image there.
Yeah,
they fucked up the cameraman. But what he did, that was probably one of the most difficult air reverses that we've seen so far out of the 67 air reverses that have been completed during this event. It's only been going for 3 heats. Because what he did was he launched out of a wave that was, merely inches high and landed the rotation cleanly, which is a very fucking difficult thing to do.
So he should score highly for that.
No, he won't score highly at all. No,
Okay.
because it was a tiny wave. We're talking 6-7 inches high.
Yeah.
So the score will be terrible. He's not going to get fuck all. But just the difficulty it takes in which to perform a maneuver like that on a wave that's barely even breaking. It's a lot of talent and skill. And that's Julian Wilson, one of the world's best surfers doing that. So, you can see that he's a master of this. See, watch, we get the replay there. Look at that. He launched probably twice as high out of the wave than the wave was tall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Now, that's impressive. Rode out of it clean.
And I like how he tucks his rashi into his boardies. Real sort of, he's proud of how he looks. And he's just presenting himself the best he can.
Yeah. He knows it's about appearance because, surfing is about aesthetics. If you look good, feel good, surf good.
What number would you have on your rashi?
Oh, fuck, pardon me. I'd have 7 because it's an upside down L. And my name's Luke.
Yeah, that's
same as yours. Your name.
I'd have 77 then. So 2 upside down
L's. 2 upside down L's.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess you went up to me then, didn't you?
Or I'd have 17 because it's an I and an upside down L. Lie or Lee or L.
Oh, someone's telling us, keep your eyes on Leon Glatzer from Germany. Man, that's crazy. They've even got Germans in the Olympics.
Yeah.
I never would have thought that surfing would be in the Olympics, let alone a fucking German surfer in the Olympics.
I didn't know Germany entered a team to the Summer Olympics. I thought they just did skiing and stuff.
Well, that's what I thought too. I didn't think they had any talent in some of the games.
To run or jump or swim,
I'm pretty sure Leon Glatzer,
Germany, who just from the upside of the world. I don't know much about you.
I'm pretty sure Leon Glatzer, who I think he's in the next heat, he is German, but there's no way he actually lives in Germany.
And someone's just updated us with a genuine fact around the German is from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, exactly. There we go. So he resides in Costa Rica, but he is German, of German descent.
So much like me, I'm from here, but I've got 10% Tongan, 10% Norwegian, 20% Irish, 30% English, 50% SPCA special.
I don't think anyone gives a shit like what your
background just sort of understanding him.
I'm just purely saying that he lives in Costa Rica, but he's a German dude who lives in Costa Rica.
Oh yeah, got it. Yeah. Sometimes I have to explain myself too much and I waffle. And
you see that at the Olympic Games, though, because you have people who are nationals of a country, and then they will fandangle their way into a team. Much like Kanoa Igarashi, although he is Japanese. He resides in Huntington Beach, California, but he is surfing for the Japanese team.
Just back to the German. Apparently he trains in rivers.
They have river surfing in Germany. I believe those are the only waves. Can we get a fact check here that they have in Germany? I believe river surfing is the only type of surfing they actually have in Germany. So I'm thinking, this is just a guess, but that the Germans would probably do quite well in a wave pool.
Yeah, sorry.
I'd imagine they would excel in a wave pool. Here we go, Julian Wilson.
Come on, Julian. Do it for Australia.
A couple of horizontal speed half snaps there, I think you'd call those. You don't want to overcook the score on those things.
Okay, so surfing in Germany.
What do we got? The actual waves, like river surfing, lake surfing, something like that? We got any Germans on here?
I've got an ad, man. Look at this. Pain in the ass. When thinking of surfing, Germany is not just blah, blah, blah. Don't expect... pain in the ass.
I need to go for a piss.
So there's the Baltic Sea. You're not allowed to leave the bloody broadcast, man. This is
I'll yell out. I'll yell out from the bathroom.
Hi everybody. Thank you for joining us on the Raglan Surf Report YouTube channel for this broadcast, commentary broadcast, supporting and adding a bit of gloss and love to the historic event that is surfing, joining the Olympics. We're at Heat 3, maybe 4 now. I don't know. I've had a couple of ciders. And we're very nearly finished with it. 1 minute left. It's being led by Peru, then USA, then Indonesia, and Australia last with Julian Wilson. So it's interesting. Not a lot going on because it's 1 foot in Japan, and air reverse seems to be the trick of the day as we watch the Indonesian get to his feet and do an air reverse. And he didn't land it. He fell off. Looking at your questions. Rep your blood. Thanks, man. I did. Where can I watch surf? You'll have to find what country you are in, and you'll have to then chase that broadcaster and see how they're offering it.
All right. How many air reverses, frontside air reverses did I miss while I was gone?
You missed 2. One was landed, one wasn't.
Okay, perfect.
And Julian's gone backwards.
What's that? Did I fart or did you fart?
That's the smell of me, man. And it's not a fart.
Oh, who we got here? Julian Wilson, current world number 18, I believe.
Looking for speed.
He was looking for that frontside air reverse, but the wave didn't really offer up the right section for the maneuver that he was looking for, which was definitely a frontside air reverse.
Is he wearing a 9 or a 6 on his shirt?
Well, if you were standing upside down, it would be a 6. But because we're not, and we never would, because that's a stupid thing to do, he's wearing a 9.
Okay, thank you. Because I wasn't sure. I see them very similar. And we've got Kolohe and Dino wearing American flag shorts, which is a little bit embarrassing. Or are they all wearing their country by shorts? Are they? Or?
I don't believe so. I just think that Kolohe and Dino is extremely patriotic.
Okay.
Yeah. I guarantee he has an American flag or like a bald eagle tattooed somewhere on his person.
Yeah, he will have a bald eagle tattooed on his person. That's very true. Out of the water now because it is over. The heat is over now. 4 surfers in each heat. Top 2 go through. That means Kolohe and maybe the Indonesian.
Rio Waida.
Oh, Waida went through.
Yeah,
so
Rio Waida. I believe he won and Kolohe and Dino second, possibly. I don't know. Like, I went off for a piss, so there was probably a lot that went down.
Look at that.
Oh, no, shit. Whoa, what the fuck? Lucas Messina swim.
Yeah.
He won.
Peru.
Kolohe and Dino second. How did he do that? He didn't do a single air reverse.
Rio Waida.
He did not do a single air reverse in that heat, and he won.
Okay, so
what the fuck is going on?
3 is over. How many heats?
That's how we're living in a simulation, clearly. So that was heat 3, and we've got heat 4 coming up.
Yep. Okay.
We're going to see current WSL ratings leader Gabriel Medina.
Oh, is he coming out now?
2 times world champion, Gabby Medina. Now, we talked about it earlier that who was it, Isolo Ferraro, he won his heat because he had the power of Jesus Christ on his side.
That's right. He was his homeboy there.
And I think you'll find that Gabriel Medina is going to have Jesus Christ closer to him because I'm pretty sure he has a cross earring.
A cross earring.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So it's up near his face.
I think it's a cross. I'm pretty sure it's either a cross or a star, but he has it just dangling off his right ear.
Off his right ear.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see if
that's
plays.
The ear you put in when you like to.
Well, we're not going to go into that. That is.
I don't mind what he's into, but he must be into men.
You shut the fuck up for a second. You shut the fuck up.
Maybe they call him Mandina.
Just shut the fuck up for a second. So it'll be interesting to see if that plays a part in his performance in the next heat. And I think we can confirm that any surfer wearing a Jesus piece, as Kanye calls them, if depending on how Gabriel Medina does in this next heat, we can almost confirm that as a performance-enhancing iconography? Icon? I mean, what would you call that? Performance-enhancing?
Artifact.
Artifact.
Why? Hold on. So some people wear a cross and other people wear Jesus' piece.
Well, that's what they call it, a Jesus piece.
What is it? What does Jesus' piece look like?
No, like Jesus' penis. Because that's where you're going because you're all about sexual innuendo. But what I'm talking about is just like just a cross.
I'm just trying to understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. And
this was a reference to Kanye West. He calls them Jesus pieces. Right?
Does he wear Jesus?
The Jesus piece. He said that in a rap song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I thought a piece was a gun.
Look, Kolohe and Dino, he lost. You said, what's it around his neck? Nothing.
Hickeys. He's
nothing. Has he got an earring? No.
He's a stud. Look at him. He's got 3 hickeys on his neck. And he's had a big night.
No, he doesn't.
Hard to do.
He doesn't have either of those things.
You're not allowed to catch up with the others.
Stay on track. Stay on track.
All right. Heat 4's coming up. We've got 4 new surfers. John Florence.
John Florence.
He's a cool surfer.
He is. Look how patriotic he is. He doesn't have a Hawaiian flag, which is unfortunate because he's from, Hawaii, but he's representing the States, which is kind of a little bit confusing and probably not that awesome for someone who's from Hawaii.
He should get a photo with Julian on.
Here we go. Owen Wright. I mean, look at that guy.
Goofy.
Look at that hairline, though. What do you reckon about it? I've had some debates with people about his hairline. How far is that creeping back?
Shit is thinning, man. He's looking a little bit more. Take my strong hand.
Oh, my God. And then look at this dude. He's got the full TikTok hair just going all the way forward. He's the exact opposite of Owen Wright.
He's got the Ned Flanders.
Basically, yeah. You check some glasses on him, and he's all the way Ned. And then we've got Ramsey Buckheim.
He looks like a Hellenstein's model.
He does.
He's
Look
holding
at his
that board.
jaw. Look at
Yeah.
that chiseled jaw.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, he's the fucking sexiest. We talked about that earlier. We were trying to figure out who was going to be the hottest dude. I think it's that Ramsey dude.
Where's he from?
He's Moroccan.
Oh, is he Skeleton Bay?
That's in Namibia.
Where's that?
That's
Namibia.
in Africa.
Yeah.
But
Florence.
no, he's
Right.
I mean, no. Well, look, okay, kind of hot or not? Are we going hot or not? John, he's going hot.
Yeah, I'd hit John.
What's his name? All right, he's all right. It's definitely receding, but like I think if he just shaves it all off, a la Luke Sederman myself, I hear he'll look way sexier.
Nah, that hair.
That guy's all right. He's a bit short though, but this other dude, Ramsey, he's by far the fucking hottest on there. I reckon.
Yep.
He's the hottest dude so far.
Ramsey, the guy at the end, the Hellenstein's model.
Yeah, the Hellenstein's model guy.
He's got the look down. I think that's why you found him hot. I think if you met him,
I think it was the way
morning,
he looks so comfortable in front of the camera.
Don't get sold by the ability to make me look good in the photo, though. John's got
no, but this isn't even a photo because you can look good in a photo, but like he looked good
in video.
In video,
yeah, okay.
That's a whole
That's a lot of
ballgame.
photos. It's a whole lot of photos.
That's a whole lot of photos stitched together, 25 frames a second.
Has he got?
But see, look at his hairline. That's way back.
He's got a B cup.
That's way back.
Look at that.
His hairline's all the way back in Tokyo.
Yep.
He left it there.
Yep, he did leave it there in Tokyo. He's it's low tide there on his forehead.
Because these guys are having to, like, I think they drive out from the village every morning. It's like a 2-hour bus ride.
And from Japan.
From Tokyo, yeah. Because this isn't in
village.
Tokyo. This is in, what's it called again?
Look, his board's got no fins.
Shitashita.
He's just going to...
Shitashita Beach.
Oh, yes, I thought it had no fins there. Thought it might have been a skim board he was taking out.
Oh my God, this person put it perfectly. Owen Wright's hair is starting to resemble Cameron Poe. Cam Poe, Nick Cage from Con Air.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Ghost Rider.
No, not Ghost Rider. Have you seen Con Air?
Yeah.
You know the film
Yeah.
we're referring to here?
Yeah.
Where it's just like these long flowing locks.
Whispery,
Yeah, wispy. But you can see that Nick Cage is, he's had some work done to it to get it to that stage because, but then Nick Cage, he's held on to his hairline somehow. It's been receding for ages, but it hasn't receded all the way back.
And what a reference, one of the most respected actors in the world. Great movies.
He's actually come out with a new film. I watched the trailer for it yesterday. It's called Pig, and it's about a truffle farmer who gets
What's John doing?
His pig is abducted. His truffle pig.
We're just watching the start of the heat. The beach starts. They're all slowly walking down. We've just seen John Florence. I think maybe French kissing his board.
I missed that.
Yeah, it was quite nice.
Oh God, Ramsey! Look at him.
What's he doing? Looking for pippies as
Look
well?
at him. His hairline is perfect. He's got a chiseled jaw. He's probably about like 5'11", 6 foot.
And look at the way he runs and skips, just full of joy. He's going to bring just nothing but excitement to your life if you started, romantically dating him.
Yeah, probably. And he's a great surfer.
Yeah, and he's a good surfer, which means, obviously, everyone knows what the reputation of good surfers is.
Yeah, they say always date a surfer because we're so generous, athletic, and selfless. Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always giving our time.
Yeah, and fantastic in wet conditions, and they don't mind duck diving.
Yeah, I don't know what. I feel like you're trying to allude to something, but I don't want to go into that. I'd rather just skip over that.
Yeah, there's Owen Wright with the receding hairline. It's actually moved an inch since he got into the water. Must be the salt. Hammer, how are you watching this? Oh, someone's got the stream going. Why not do the event in one of the pools nearby? Well, we discussed that earlier because you've got to have the elements of Mother Nature in there.
Otherwise, it's not surfing. It's wave pooling.
Yeah, you could do wave pool at the Drug Olympics,
Yeah, well, I was talking to someone about that.
It's like
the Drug Olympics.
springy shoes and high jump.
The do whatever the fuck you want Olympics.
Yeah, the mean Olympics.
Well, I thought, how, was it Shikari Johnson, I believe, the American...
The sous chef.
No, she was a sprinter.
Oh,
she was a sprinter, and she got done for the marijuana.
Yeah, and that's how they found out she was fast. She was running from the cops, and they couldn't catch her, and she was on foot, and they were in cars, and then they ended up doing her for marijuana, but then you put her in the Olympics as well. She's got a primo PB.
Inaccurate. That was completely inaccurate. No, but I was
What the fuck is Scuba Steve doing there now? Honestly, if you're watching the stream and you're seeing Scuba Steve in everybody's way, it's really weird.
I won't, don't worry about my anecdotes. If you're just going to interrupt me every time, I just won't worry about saying anything.
It's hard to
Is that cool? Is that good?
Yeah.
We good with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll just go with your anecdotes if you've got like good stories and shit.
I think we just take turns.
Yeah. Have you have you travelled around the world surfing?
Yeah.
Like semi-professional, even though like now you're a bit old and washed up and like don't surf that much anymore and
Never,
not that good?
Never professional.
Have you done
terrible.
that?
So, no, I've been around the world, but I'm not.
So you're trying to, there's only one of us?
There's one of us who surfs well. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. No, I just wanted to like fact check that, make sure like all your anecdotes were going to be like worthy of interrupting mine is all. There's a great shot there. That's from a drone. And you can see those cinder blocks to the left of the screen. I don't know if anyone's ever watching that or even watching that, or you're just watching this, which
this is
I don't know why you would.
Talking about that might be able to pick up a pill in the water if there was one done, isn't it? This is where you said they might see it, and there's not many aqua dumps done in live surfing anymore because of drones.
Well, that's right. And we're lucky also, like the surfers are lucky if they wanted to pop out a turd, which is definitely easy because they're wearing board shorts, easy to slip one down the side. You're not going to see it though because the water clarity here at this beach, much like the waves, is shit.
Yeah, yeah. Look at the tide going out there. If you're watching this on the live stream, they look like they're in a river that is going due east.
Due east.
Is that fair?
Can you say due east?
Yeah, it's just straight east because that's the way this beach.
It's not anti-Semitic, eh?
I don't know what Semitic means.
Well, due east. No, yeah, good. Sorry, fuck. I was thinking about something else.
No scores posted yet in the fourth heat. As we see,
hold on,
surfer John Florence get to his feet.
2 times world champion John Florence. Big frontside snap that wasn't that big, really. Let's be honest. And finishes it. No, didn't finish it off. And then Ramsey. Oh no, that was Salamander. Now I think we're going to find with John. He might be taking this a little differently. He might have a different approach than what we've seen in the past heats because we've seen. I mean, what's the frontside air reverse counter at now? 72, 73?
76.
76. So we've seen 77, 78 frontside air reverses so far. And, I mean, if we're going to see another, like, 82 frontside air reverses that we've already seen, I don't think they're going to be from John because he's come back from an injury to his ACL. And I'm not sure if he... From the video clips that I've seen of him online, it doesn't look like he's ultra confident at the moment with landing out in the flats. Like, you've seen already 94 times from these surfers out here with their frontside air reverses. What's
interesting about this heat, which is 2 minutes in, fourth heat of the day, it's the lowest single wave scores we've ever seen in the Olympics, a 1.87 and a 2.
I think you'll find that we've seen already in the Olympics, we've seen scores lower than this.
Oh, sorry.
It's just the surfers haven't tallied higher scores so far in this heat.
Okay. That's fantastic.
But if the heat were to end now, these would historically be the lowest heat scores we've seen in an Olympics event for surfing ever.
Ever. Right. And just there were some questions around Russia. I'll just update the people on that. Neutral athletes from Russia competing under.
It's Ramsey. Look at him. Fuck. Not only does he look good, but jeez, he surfs good. Look at those backside snaps. That's my boy, man. If I'm going to have another dog in the race, apart from Billy, it's that guy Ramsey.
Yeah, he got about 4 maneuvers in there on a right-hander.
He looked so good while doing it. He looked really good while doing it.
There's a set wave
4 big snaps.
And having a crack at it is Salmon, I think. Is that yellow?
Ah, well, fuck it. Don't worry. Let's talk about Ramsey. Do you see, like, those big backhand turns? He must have really strong calf muscles and quads.
Yeah, I did notice that. He had a wonderful gastrocnemius.
Yeah, to, like, generate that much speed because he's quite he must be up there, like 85 kgs, 95 kgs. He's a pretty chiseled guy.
Yeah.
And they say muscle is a lot heavier than fat, and he looks like he would weigh a lot more. Yeah, and so for him to generate that much speed, he must have incredibly ripped calf and those other leg muscles.
Is right. The man with the worst hairline in world surfing goes right. And he's made one hack so far. He's finding speed. He pops out.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was a point of difference. What he did there was he did the air, but without the reverse.
Just an ollie.
There was no reverse involved. And whilst the average surfer or spectator may look at that and think, oh, well, he didn't do the spin in the air. Surely that's far easier. It's actually a lot harder because you're not kicking out that back foot. So it's a lot harder to get that projection out of the way.
That's right.
And that's real talk. I'm not even bullshitting you guys.
That's actual surfing legitimacy there.
I was just fucking happy to see someone not do a frontside air reverse.
Back to the Russia thing where we've got a lull. So there is neutral athletes from Russia in this Olympic Games. They're competing under the flag of Russian Olympic Committee.
Yes, I did see that.
Not as a national team because they got in trouble with shelving drugs again.
They were doing the doping.
Yeah.
And it's been talked about for millennia that the Russians are big onto the doping.
Yeah.
And when I say doping, I don't mean like those 3 plants that you may or may not have over there in the corner. I mean anabolic steroids and the abuse of PEDs or performance-enhancing drugs.
Look at the heat on the top of that thing.
How is that even still standing upright? Have you got that pinned to something?
Nah. There's just the main stem's just strong, man.
Hey, that's impressive.
I know, it's way bigger than the plant.
Do you just keep those same lights on like throughout the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't given those things any PEDs, eh?
No.
Yeah. But Russia, and I mean, that's why they were banned essentially from the Olympics. So what happened there? Have you got a backstory?
They were
Russians.
Apparently, a lot of the Russians were heading to clubs that, after a certain time, turn into live sex clubs. And at the same time, they would also shelve a pill. So you put a pill on the shelf, wait for it to kick in, and then you take your clothes off and just sleep with whoever's next to you. And that's quite common in Russia. It's kind of a thing you do when you socialise. You can find them on the net. There's lots of club footage of it. I often have it on my telly. And they got caught there. And that's the doping ban. And that's why they're not allowed to be Russian.
So how did they form the Russian Olympic Committee? What is that? Is that like
that's just people
like an offshoot of the Russians? Are they still Russians?
Yeah. So they were at the club, but they didn't test them in time, so they weren't too sure whose swab was whose, and he was in them, and they were in each other, and it's grey area stuff. So they're all right. Well, we don't know that it was you actually, so you can go under Russian Olympic Committee. You guys are definitely not going, and Russia as a country is banned from having a Russian team. Okay,
so that's why Russia in itself was banned. I'm just wondering if they had to create an entire new country that was called Russia Olympic Committee. I'm just wondering about the legality of all that.
Well, you can't penalise the people that weren't shelving for people that
I'm wondering also if we will see Russia or the Russian Olympic Committee participate in the surfing at some point, because I'm pretty sure 50% of Bali at the moment are Russians. So there's a lot of good waves there. So it'll be interesting to see if we've got some little expat, Russian surfer that comes from Bali in the coming years.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled on that for a Russian Olympic Committee.
A Russian
surfer
Indonesian
competing in the Olympics. Oh, here we go. 2 times world champion John Florence.
Skimming.
Just racing along. Just not a very and frontside air reverse. He just comes unstuck. So he's just not looking like he's got the confidence.
Whoa!
Oh, hey, that was Ramsey. How's my boy Ramsey? He didn't do that well. Oh no, that was Manuel. That was Manuel Salman.
Looks like Takapuna and Stormy. It's a comment from someone on the YouTube channel, and he's very right. Taka Reef.
Yes,
one of the shittest surf spots in the world.
Yes, it does look like Takapuna on a really good day.
Takapuna is an east coast beach in the city of Auckland, New Zealand. Often lived in by wealthy white people.
Assholes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
also known for its fecal matter in the ocean.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit at Takapuna Beach.
Lots of shit.
I've swum there.
Lots of shit in the water and lots of shit out of the water.
Yeah,
and when I say out of the water, I mean the people.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone from Takapuna who's listening. I don't mean you. I just mean your family.
And it's Takapuna. If we want to do it, justice for Te Reo Māori, but it is Takapuna because it's just full of.
I really slip up on my Māori pronunciation quite often, which is, I'd like to get better at it. I'd like to, hold myself accountable for my pronunciation of Te Reo.
Yeah, the indigenous language of Aotearoa.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We're lucky to have it.
We are lucky to have it.
Look how we've got a big wide shot now of the beach, Shitta Beach in Japan, and they're about 15 metres off the shoreline in waist deep water, sitting on their boards waiting for 1 foot of wave to come through. Sometimes they're just catching boat wakes, actually. The jet skis are going back and forth out the back and sending in some swell so that the guys can catch it.
Yeah, that's more of a hindrance though, really, because the jet ski drivers don't really know what the fuck they're doing, and they keep driving what's the other one? Perpendicular with the surf, so creating a bit of a chop coming towards the surfers. But I mean, if we can get like a little update on the surf, we've seen some changes in the conditions. The tide is, what are we looking at now? It's probably about
Mid-tide?
It's probably about 2 hours difference in tide from when we first started the stream 2 hours ago. So whatever way that went, we're not too sure because we're not there and we haven't really looked up what the tide's doing at this beach in Japan.
As Rock gets to his feet, goes left, hits the first section with a bit of a smack. Second section, same manoeuvre. Third section, same manoeuvre. Last part of the wave, goes
same manoeuvre. He did the same manoeuvre.
It's called a 4x4, where you do the same thing 4 times.
Yeah, that's well, I mean, it was actually quite refreshing that he didn't do a frontside air reverse.
Who's this?
We've got John Florence.
Floater. Snap.
Yeah, he's
Snap.
He did like 3 turns. They were all very, very subpar. So I can't imagine he's going to get a lot of points for that. As Owen Wright will probably be in the same boat.
Why is the Moroccan country abbreviation MA for Ramsey?
Ma, that's a very good question.
Maybe it's the way they spell Morocco.
Because Morocco is an M-O, isn't it?
Africa. Maybe the A is.
I think MAR might just be an acronym for Morocco, Algeria, and because it's Algeria. No, that's completely different. But Morocco is part of Africa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure. Look, we're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah, we're not actually anything to do with the Olympics, and by no means are we hijacking the Olympics and offering a broadcast that's specifically surrounded by Tokyo 2021 or affiliated or sponsored or anything like that. We're just 2 dudes sitting in a lounge drinking a couple of ciders too close to each other.
Yeah, well, also we have to remember that it isn't Tokyo. It's Tokyo 2020. I'm pretty sure we can say Tokyo 2021 because I believe they kept the branding of Tokyo 2020 because I think it was probably about $15,000 worth of branding and T-shirts that they'd had made up already. And they thought, well, it's just easier if we go with Tokyo 2020 because we've already got all these T-shirts made up. So, I mean, that's understandable, like in an economic sense.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah. If you've got all the branding and marketing, especially the T-shirts printed out that say Tokyo 2020 on them, why would you go back and be like, well, we're going to have to throw these away or give them to, African villages like they do with the NBA and sports teams that lose the finals because they've already had them made up. So I can see, like, because that is a financial hit to take, $15,000 worth of T-shirts printed.
Board riders comp vibe. I think we should have the athletes rotate on the judging panel to keep up with the board riders comp vibe. I see what they're saying. It's like
that doesn't sound very professional at all.
Owen Wright leading this heat here, the 4th heat of the very first surfing competition at the Olympics.
Did they score him for that one?
He's Australian. And he's got a very, very big forehead, which seems to be growing by the centimetre every minute or 3.
I mean, if we look,
what's happening here? New Zealand 4.3, Owen Wright, USA 4.7, Japan. What is the stat here? Oh, New Zealand judge.
New Zealand judge. So I mean, if you look at the similarities between me and Owen Wright, like if you can look at our hairline, it's quite similar. Like He's definitely got a little bit more hair than I do.
Yeah, he's just got a touch more. But you're right, your hair does start at the same place.
I mean, when I was his age, I had pretty similar hairlines. So,
yeah.
I mean, you do the math.
Yeah,
figure that one out.
Oh, look, there's a set rolling in. We're looking at a wide shot now of shitty beach in Japan. And there's about 3 waves coming to shore.
Look at those stacked lines.
I think it's John Florence on the right of screen. And no, it's not John.
That was Ramsey.
Yeah,
that was Ramsey. Oh, man, it would have been good to see Ramsey get away.
Shit wave that nothing happened there. He chose to take his hands out of the water and not paddle forth.
I feel like I'm continually, just always, fiddling around with this fucking microphone thing.
Does it nestle in your beard?
Yeah, I don't know. It just gets, quite close.
Why don't you shave that too and just have the whole lot skin, even your
brow? Oh, hold on. The French word for Morocco is Morocco, so M-A. Well, that would be, I'd understand that if we were in fucking France, mate. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the International Olympic Committee, they run off the English language. Would I be right in assuming that?
I don't know. The Olympics started in Greece, so maybe they used Greek or Latin.
Yeah, it did. Another thing about surfing, it's good that, Olympic sports, they're slowly getting away from, all those events, all those sports that were just purely about survival.
Yeah, like fighting. And
like javelin throwing, like sprinting, obviously running away or running towards something to kill it.
Yeah.
Shooting, where you're killing something.
Are they moving away from
shot put, throwing something to kill it, eat it. You know,
Are they moving away from running at the Olympics?
no, I'm not saying moving away, but
Oh.
like incorporating other sports that don't purely revolve around killing things or just purely survival.
Gotcha.
Swimming, obviously swimming started because people were drowning and they needed to figure out a way to not drown anymore.
They're hungry, so trying to chase snapper, but it's bloody hard to swim because they're quite quick snapper.
That doesn't make any sense about what my point was.
Oh.
But my point is that it's good to see like sports that are purely just for fun, like surfing.
Yeah.
Not just about survival and who's the toughest, strongest. I can throw things far, I can lift things. Look, I can kill a fucking gazelle or whatever it is. These sports like surfing and skateboarding are just about fun, just about the sport of sport.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, talking about the new
my head quite shiny.
Sports at the Olympics. Do you want to know some of the others that have been added recently?
Yes. Let's have a look. What do we got?
I just need to find it. This could be a bit awkward, so bear with me. You can just fill the time with some commentary.
Yeah, my back's getting quite sore. I don't really have the best posture.
Sit back, man. Sit back, relax.
I'll sit back, actually. Oh, God, that's good. But then people look at my crotch, my crotchal region. Lucky I got shorts on. Here we go. Owen Wright, up and riding again. On a right. I bet no one's ever pointed that out. Yeah, that was. There was no frontside air reverse on that, so I'm not sure how the judge is going to score that. John Florence, frontside air reverse, comes unstuck. Like I was saying, he's coming off a torn ACL. He's recently had surgery on that and been rehabbing, so I'm not sure if his confidence levels are there at the moment, like some of these other surfers. But it was good to see the 113th air reverse. I guess the 147th attempted, 113th completed. And I'm sure that won't be the end of the frontside air reverse throughout this Olympic Games. And the one thing is for surfing, we are going to have a lot of these frontside air reverses, but you got to think we're not going to see a lot of frontside air reverses in any of the other Olympic events. So, that's why I guess it is kind of cool. As you can see, John Florence has got my replay, and he just catches his inside rail as he's rotating around from that. And here's a replay of Owen Wright on a right. Classic. Owen Wright, yeah, on a right-hander. And that was very lackluster, mediocre, pathetic, whatever you want to call it. It just wasn't very good. And John Florence, same maneuver, frontside air reverse. Who would have thought it? Another one, and he pulled it off. That's 100. I've lost count. My boy Ramsey, getting those sweet calf muscles up and going there, mate. You see how engaged he got there? Like those bottom turns that he was doing. It's almost like he's showing off, flexing his quads.
So I'm just understanding that surfing might not be at the next Olympics.
Oh, is that right? Where'd you get this information from?
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, of course.
But basically, the host country can add, where they can apply to add a couple of sports, and they've added karate, skateboarding, and surfing this time round. There's a number of other new events like 3-on-3 basketball.
Oh, that's shit. That's a stupid sport
in the Olympics. But this is kind of like from what this says, is kind of like a trial. So
this is a trial.
This is not a great example of it because it's at a very low performing beach.
It's not very good. It's not entertaining. No. And I'd imagine if you were a member of the GP or general public, and this was your introduction to surfing, you would probably be a little bit disappointed.
Is this what Kelly Slater was up to all those years?
Yeah, well, and you think of, Boda Zukfa when he went to Bells Beach for the 50-year storm.
Exactly.
And if that's your idea of what surfing is, and then you're presented with this, it's a bit of a letdown, I'd imagine.
As we see,
there's no death-defying tube rides or people battling with the elements, because it's 1 foot and it's on a shore break, and it's really not very good. But I hope it's in the next Olympics. And I heard that they were throwing around surfing being at Chopu in Tahiti next Olympics, because we know that the next Olympics is in France, and Tahiti was colonized by the French back in the day. So that is a French colony. And so they are able to have the French Olympics in Tahiti, which would be a damn sight better than having it in somewhere like Hosogor. Although Hosogor does have great waves, It is the Summer Olympics in the Northern Hemisphere, and it's not really well known for having great waves in summertime.
Down the Basque coast there.
Yes, just north of the Basque region.
Yeah. Been down there. Nice. Good pizza.
Good pizza in the Basque region.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Tapas bar.
I quite like
Saint
pinchos.
Sebastian.
Have you ever had pinchos?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, pinchos?
Yeah.
Pinchos are delicious. I don't know why pinchos aren't everywhere.
Hey, a couple of other sports that have joined the 2020 games is softball, sport climbing.
Wait. John. No, sorry. I'll
undo.
No, keep going. Sorry.
Well, that's all. Just softball and sport climbing, as well as surfing, skating, and karate.
Sorry, softball and sport climbing were introduced for this Olympics.
Yeah, so that is doing a trial as well. Sport climbing is a form of rock climbing. But yeah.
And what? So it's just the fastest up the wall.
Yeah, I don't think you have a belay. You anchor yourself, so you fall as far as your last anchor.
Oh, so you can restart.
Yeah.
So it's not the fastest; it's the person who can climb the highest.
I don't know what sport climbing is. Anyway.
Oh, Manuel Salmon. That was that was not very impressive. There hasn't been a lot of impressive surfing going on here so far, and I don't mean to be negative. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
No, I understand. We've got 9 minutes left in the heat, and it's been going for 20 minutes, and we've basically looked up or commentated 3 waves because they're so similar.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, once you've seen them all, once you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that is a true representation of what will happen in the future of this current event. But at the moment, it has. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Because all we've seen so far is a bunch of horizontal floaters and multiple frontside air reverses.
Have you seen any of their footage come out of the athletes' rooms where it's like paper and cardboard boxed beds?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So they sleep as a cardboard box bed with like scrunched up newspaper as a mattress.
It's just like a cardboard slatted bed. It's quick assembled, but a normal mattress on top.
So they like biodegradable, recyclable bed afterwards.
Up and easy and done. Much better than buying a whole lot of beds and then having a whole lot of beds you got to throw out. And
yeah,
the Japanese have really nailed that. Cardboard. They're well known for it though.
It sounds very Japanese because Japanese people are very hygienic.
Yeah.
And athletes are the sweatiest people in the world. And so you'd understand that there would be a lot of sweat damage to the bed. So if you've just made a cardboard bed or a balsa wood bed, then you could just throw it out. You could recycle it after the games.
Can you still safely pee a cardboard bed?
I mean, I think it would probably give
a wax coating or something maybe to help you out.
If they coat it with wax, you might have a chance. But I mean, I'm going to say that if you pissed a cardboard bed, it would probably it would fuck up pretty easily.
Yeah, you'd notice.
And you'd probably need to go and get a new bed. I wonder how many condoms the IOC brought in for this Olympic Games.
None.
None?
No, because they're not allowed to do it. You got to stay in your bubbles.
Oh, you're not allowed to break your bubble.
Yeah, and everybody knows that when you're an Olympic team, you don't have sex on the inside. You always try and pump another country.
Is that? I don't know, man.
Tradition.
No, I don't reckon. I reckon there would definitely be a lot of inter-region philandering. Not Billy and Ella, the two Kiwis that are. No. Well, definitely don't say that. Billy's wife's watching this, so yeah, don't.
But you're meaning two people.
Bigger teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but
apparently the coach and the physio might be pumping or something.
Oh yeah, there'd be all that sort of stuff. Like historically, the Olympics, I'm pretty sure it's only been going for as long as it has been, is because historically it has been a fuckfest. It's been an orgy. And I read something.
Started nude too.
Good.
That's why it was so easy to get it in.
Oh, that's interesting. But I read something the other day that after the 2000 Olympics, in Sydney, there was a few orgies going on there. The IOC decided that they needed to get more condoms, and for every Olympic Games they had 100,000 condoms.
100,000.
100. That just doesn't seem like there's
300
enough.
And
how many athletes are at each Olympic Games?
I had that stat for you, sir.
Because I feel like 100,000. That's probably only like 50 or 60 condoms each athlete.
Events, athletes, 11,326. This is
11,000.
the Tokyo 2020 Games. 339 events over 33 sports.
Okay, so if you look at that, 11,000 plus maybe 1,000 like coaches and shit like that, 12,000.
Yeah.
Realistically, you're only looking at like maybe nine condoms, 9 prophylactics per person. Which,
yeah.
I mean, and
That's not a big night.
if you're there for 2 weeks, that's not a lot of protected sex.
And obviously,
that's a lot of unprotected sex. If it's the orgy that it's been made out to be.
Yeah, so going through 9 in sort of 2 weeks, the Olympics runs for 9 connies.
Yeah.
And obviously you're not.
You got to alternate, basically, like 1 day unprotected, 1 day protected. It's just not. I don't think the Olympic committee.
You're not changing it every time.
I'm not saying you change it every time.
2 or 3.
But I'm just saying it's very irresponsible of the Olympic committee for only bringing $100,000 to a so-called fuckfest. Yeah. Like they should have more if they want to promote safe sex.
The Olympic Village, man, just an absolute
orgy.
Yeah,
orgy.
Oh, Olympics.
Orgy. And that's obviously, you don't hear about this because most media outlets aren't going to publish stories about the Olympic fuckfest. But it's definitely, you hear the stories, you hear the whispers.
Okay, someone's asking us to talk Olympics. They want an update on the score. It's heat 3.
Oh, no, nothing's happened. Nothing has happened.
Absolutely nothing's happened.
Apart from now.
The hottest guy of the heat's on top.
Yeah, Ramsey, who, I think we've come to an agreement here that he is definitely the hottest surfer here so far. And I'm following. We've still got 1 heat to go. But at the moment, Ramsey, he's out in the lead for the most attractive surfer at the event. Yeah, and I'm a subscriber to his OnlyFans account, and he wears women's underwear underneath his boardies, and it just really frees him up and gets him. Stay on track. He doesn't have an OnlyFans. Oh, that must be someone else. Fucking hell. Have some respect, man. These people have trained hard and fucking dedicated their lives to make it to the Olympics. And then you are coming out with this fucking unsubstantiated bullshit about Ramsey Buchheim having an OnlyFans account. Wearing a G-banger on his boardies. Yeah. It saves him weight, it gives him aerodynamics, and it keeps his... no one wears underwear under their shorts, under their board shorts when they surf. Some people do. I was thinking about this, though, because I used to wear boxer shorts under my wetsuit. But I got to a point in my life. I don't know. I got to a point in my life. Like silk ones or tight, sporty ones? Oh, I can't remember. I was a child. I was a kid. But I'm just trying to figure out at what point did I stop wearing underwear under my wetsuit. I wonder if there was like a subconscious thing, or if it was a point where I just, I was ridiculed. Why did you end up wearing undies under your woody in the first place? Can I fucking try and explain what I'm trying to explain here? Is it because you tried it on the shop? No, shut the fuck up and try to sell a fucking anecdote. And so, you're throwing me off again. What I'm trying to say is, like, at what point did I stop wearing fucking underwear under my wetsuit? Because you get to a point in your life and it's just like, all right, have I made this decision, like, consciously to stop wearing underwear under my wetsuit because someone has humiliated me and pointed and said, look at you fucking... You're 19 and you wear undies under your wetsuit? Or was it like something that was just natural and I lost my surf underwear and I was like, well, you know what? I don't need them anymore. I can answer this. So you would have stopped when you would have gone through puberty, because then you wouldn't have been as ashamed in case your piece fell out. So you would have worn boxes as a safety net so that you little, pubeless snuffleupagus trunk didn't get exposed when you tried to get in and out of your wetty. But then you went through puberty and you had a man bag with a nice fur coat on, and it was like, well, if this shows, people are going to be smiling anyway. Look, there we go. You actually have something fucking positive to contribute to this conversation. I had lots of things to say. It's good because you actually thought about it. And as we see Owen Wright, the surfer from Australia, nice backhand snap there. Didn't get to see what he did previously on the wave because we were talking about underwear under the wetsuit. We're looking at a shot going down. Oh my God, there's actually people surfing that shit further down the beach. Yeah, there's we're seeing a shot down shitty beach in Japan, and there's about 100 surfers swimming in a rip. You see that? What, 100, what did you say? 100 people swimming in a rip. Surfers, I said surfers. 100 people swimming in a rip, about 100 meters left. Yes, because they've closed off the shitty beach. Yeah. To the GP or the general public. And so the beach, I think, either side of the things that jut out, the things that stick out. What are they called again? Piers. No, not piers. Breakwalls. Breakwalls. So the beach, either side of the breakwalls, I think the GP are allowed to swim and surf there. Manuel Salmon. Oh, frontside air reverse.
That was
They actually changed it up though, because the majority, I think the last 149 frontside air reverses that we've seen have been by natural footers on right-handers. So that was good to break it up and see a goofy footer do a frontside air reverse for a change.
Had all his weight on the front there as he landed, so he could keep the fins out of the water and spin back to the facing forwards.
And although he mixed it up a little bit, the judges probably still won't appreciate it because it was not very good.
John Florence paddling across screen there, really exercising a deep and strong paddle arm, nicely cupped fingers locked together so that he's not losing power between each phalange.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. We've got someone who's asked, "Hey guys, where are you streaming the surfing?" Look,
we're not.
We've got a. I mean, this is it. This is basically the live stream that we've got on YouTube of us talking and commentating about the surfing. But due to like legal constraints, we're not actually allowed to broadcast any of the actual surfing,
or say that we're a part of it,
or say
Olympics or Tokyo, or this is for the Olympics or Tokyo or whatever. Yeah. But we're just offering you an audio product you can consume that may or may not be around and to do with the Olympics and surfing. Yeah,
it's loosely based around an event that's happening in Japan at the moment.
Look at the woman on screen there. They're showing.
Oh, that's Sally Fitz. That's Sally Fitz. And you know how I can tell that's Sally Fitz?
Webbed feet.
Because she was way too excited for a situation that doesn't call for that much excitement. And that's how you can tell it was Sally Fitz.
Yeah. Yeah, the over effort.
Yes, just like over enthusiastic.
Okay, results are in for Heat 4. 30 minutes of surfing is done in shit conditions. Owen Wright, the Australian, takes it out, and he's joined in the next round by Ramsey.
Oh yeah, Ramsey, my boy
from Morocco. Oh, he's walking with a duck foot there. He's injured. Look at his walk.
I just think that's his natural gait.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
he's got a sort of opened pelvis.
Well, that's everyone walks differently, you know.
Yeah.
Some people are bow-legged.
Yeah.
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 Oh, look, now are they going to do a little Aussie?
Oh, the Aussies.
Oh, they fucking are, aren't they? So we've just seen the Australia team, and they are definitely doing an Aussie, oi. So, which, if you've ever been around Australian athletes before, and they do an Aussie, oi, it is probably one of the most painful things that you can ever experience as a human being.
Yeah, it is hard to watch.
It is hard to watch. It's definitely a lot harder to hear. And we're fortunate enough to not hear what they've done. We witnessed it, and we were lucky enough
we've got
not to actually hear the Aussie, oi, because that would have been extremely painful. And hopefully, if you're listening to this, then you didn't have to hear the Aussie, oi going on.
Here's to swimming bow-legged woman. Okay, we'll move on. Wonder how much nuclear waste they are surfing in. Large amount.
I mean, there's definitely a percentage, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is on the same coast as Fukushima or not, but knowing that it is in the same country, you would take a stab at saying that there would be a small amount of radioactive material out in these conditions.
Where is Fukushima in Japan? I'll be able to tell you.
Well, there's a replay of John Florence. Just really, I'd say Billy Stairmand surfed far better than John Florence, 2-time world champion out there today.
Yeah, Billy Stairmand was just so good to watch. He's just a beautiful, beautiful man.
Billy Stairmand was extremely unfortunate not to get another backup wave. He surfed very well on that 5-point ride that he got on the left-hander, but he couldn't find a really decent second wave.
In answer to your question, Fukushima is on the same sort of coastline. It's on that eastern coastline.
Okay, so with any north swell, I'd say you'd probably get a little bit of radioactive material drifting its way down towards Shutta Beach.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's right. Maybe those webbed feet that I saw before in the bow legs of the surfers was due to maybe some sort of mutation in the water.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it would kick in that quickly.
Look, Gabriel Medina's got a moustache like a pedo.
And he's chosen to go sans Jesus piece earring. He's not wearing an earring.
Do you know a go-to like that in prison's called a prison vagina?
Oh, beautiful. Here's Michel Bourrez. He is the French surfer, but resides in Tahiti. He is a powerful surfer who's been on the world tour for maybe 13, 14 years.
So this is heat number 5.
And here's the German straight from Costa Rica. So we've got the Costa Rican German Leon Glatzer. He's a goofy footer.
Oh, good bastard.
Yeah, he's just stoked to be there because he knows he's not really going to do well against guys like Attilo Ferreira and Gabriel Medina. But it's just awesome that he's there. And unfortunately, we've had someone...
It's a three-way.
Yeah, well, the unfortunate thing is the Portuguese surfer, Frederico Moraes, he had to pull... Well, he didn't pull out. He got COVID. Well, he was what do they call it when you get something?
You're a super spreader. Infected.
Infected.
Yeah.
Infected.
Induced.
Something. Well, he got COVID, is
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. He got COVID, so they kicked him right the fuck out of the Olympics. And I mean, that's one of the problems that we face here at the Olympic Games 2020, even though it's 2021 in Tokyo, is that there is the overhanging, the dark cloud of COVID-19 hanging over this Olympic Games.
Yeah.
And we haven't really addressed that on this live stream because
I
don't really want to.
I don't understand it.
I don't want to because we live in New Zealand. We're so far detached from it.
We haven't had to do much around COVID in recent times. We live life pretty normally, concerts and not locked down. And
I've even stopped washing my hands.
Yeah, I don't wash my hands.
I haven't washed my hands since that 2 weeks ago when we had COVID.
And I've been getting in every bubble. I've been a super spreader hard.
I've been sneezing and just sneezing with no hands-free sneezing and stuff. We live in a fucking paradise here, really.
Well, we say that because we think we don't have COVID. You know what I got? Because I was going around all the bubbles.
Dengue.
Fucking hand, foot, and mouth.
Oh, hand, foot, and mouth. I thought only children could get that.
No, adults can get it if you do the right bloody technique.
Ah.
All right, men's surfing. Round 1, heat 5. Gabriel Medina, probably the favourite in this.
Heat 4.
Heat 4. Is it 4?
Yeah, it's only heat 4 because there's only 4 heats.
Oh, gotcha.
So this is the last heat of the round.
Yeah.
As you can see there, on this stream, it says Tokyo 2020, which is it's extremely confusing and it doesn't make any sense. But like I said, they already had the printed T-shirts, so they were not going to change.
Can you tell us what Gabriel Medina's doing there? Just before the heat, he's standing on the beach doing...
He had his head forward. I can only assume that he was stretching out his neck.
The back of his neck, eh?
The back of his neck. The nape.
The nape, yeah. Nape stretches.
Yeah, the nape of his neck. Because that does get quite tight being a surfer. You're always paddling, which, like I said earlier on the live stream, is that there have been elements of surfing that have been in the Olympics for years. All the shittest parts of surfing, like swimming and rowing and kayaking. But with surfing, with all that paddling, you get a lot of tension in your neck area. So all I can assume is when Gabriel was, looking at, he was stretching his neck out. I'm not sure if he has a problem with his neck at the moment. He looks like he's moving pretty freely. But yeah, I can only assume he was stretching his neck out, which is probably part of his routine.
Yeah, he does look like he's got some sort of varicose vein. And a very popping vein in his neck. I don't know what that's from.
Well, I wouldn't think it was a varicose vein. It's not very likely that you get just a varicose vein in your neck.
Okay. Cool. I'm not sure. I don't know much about health apart from the epicondyle or the humerus, but I just assume things sometimes. So it's really good to get some knowledge from you. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say about assumption?
Makes an ass of you and me.
That's right.
Assume.
I use it far too often though because I forget that saying. That's why I asked you then. I was like, yeah, that's right.
We're looking back at a shot of the beach now, and there's teepees in the background. And those teepees have been set up as a place to go and do self-tests for COVID.
Is that right? Self-testing tents? But what if you didn't want to test yourself?
Oh, you kind of want to because the way they're doing it's rectally, and you won't really want.
No, I believe that they had the saliva one. It was either saliva or nasal.
I've got one of the ones here.
The rectal one?
Yeah. And you just pop that in there, so up to there. See the line? You pop it in your bum, up to the line, and then you pull it out, and then the swab's caught on the inside of the ball. Go do it, I'll test it.
Have you ever had a COVID test?
No, not in New Zealand.
Fuck.
Oh, what?
No. I was just because I know some people in New Zealand
Sorry.
Yeah, there are a few people who have had COVID tests in New Zealand.
Yeah, really?
I was just wondering if you had. I've never had one.
Oh, like the border workers.
I met someone who had one.
They tested a dog over in Masterton because he had a runny nose.
Really?
Sure, yeah, because COVID and K9, there was fucking bizarre.
That's right. Because there were like talks about animals getting it, and don't pet your cat because your cat can contract it. And
that one guy down in Nelson who gave it to a sheep, and they were saying how did he give it to him, and he said he'd never been near that sheep before, but he'd
been near that sheep before, right? A lot of people in Nelson have been near most of the sheep.
Yeah. Oh, my wife's just got home.
Yeah.
So I did
You're in trouble for drinking.
Put away all their alcohol.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
All we're doing is putting that in our coffees, and it's only just a nip, and then that's just a little bit of that.
Well, it was a little bit. Now there's nothing in there. It's just an empty bottle.
So we haven't seen any scores posted in the final heat yet. It's just starting to kick off. The surfers look like they're sort of sunbathing out the back on their surfboards.
They're just basking in the sun.
Basking in the sun like a whale shark would do on a beautiful afternoon.
Well, there's not a lot else to do out there apart from bask in the sun.
Oh, Scuba Steve's on the shoreline, pesting again,
waves.
walking forward in his flippers like a moron.
All right, so Heat 4 is officially underway, and there is the Tahitian French surfer. Sorry, there is the French surfer Michel Barres, starting off with a very mediocre score. This will be our last heat that we're doing of this live stream because the women's is up next, and I mean, yeah,
the men's has been boring.
The men's has been boring.
I'm getting fingers pulled at me by a woman.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we're not dissing you. We're just
not at all. We're just saying like we're tired. Just
Gabriel
been here for over an hour.
Gabriel Medina kicks things off with
a backside 360. Wow, it's riveting stuff. You've got the current Jeep ratings fucking world tour surf leader, and he just this is great. I'm so
I'm all about safety, and I think it's important to make sure that you're not going to get yourself hurt. But does Scuba Steve really need to wear a helmet and 1 foot?
Well, out there. Well, obviously he is part of the Olympic Broadcast Committee, and they are under the guidance of OSH, work safety. So I'm sure he is required by law to wear a helmet out there.
Kind of like steel cat-toed shoes when you work at Mitre 10 in the retail side, but you still got to wear the boots.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything about Mitre 10. I'm not a handyman. But I was just wondering, how like COVID is obviously like this is the COVID games, really. Yeah. It's been deemed the COVID games by some people. Obviously not the Olympic Committee. They haven't called it that. They've called it Tokyo 2020, even though it's 2021. It doesn't make any fucking sense. As we see Michel Barres, the French surfer from Tahiti, up and riding with 3 nice snaps, finishes. But we've got
finishes on the phone.
But we've got it's the COVID games, right?
Yeah.
And they are adamant about keeping everyone safe from COVID. But what about all the poor, little 12-year-old gymnasts and shit like that, and then they compound fracture their legs? Like snapping your leg in half is surely way worse than COVID. And I understand that it's not contagious, snapping your leg, compound fracture, but it's got to be far more painful. Surely.
Oh, I'd say so. Because that's when the compound fracture is when you fully snap it out of your skin.
Like you snap your leg and there's like a bone sticking out. Like I don't no disrespect to anyone who's had COVID, but I would way rather have COVID than have a fucking bone sticking out of my leg.
I don't know. That COVID sounds pretty gnarly, especially long COVID.
Yeah, it probably is horrible.
And then, how they're checking for it and that. Compound fractures just like a couple of
I'm just like, oh man, like just those just snapping your leg and like the bone sticking out. It's just visually it's horrible. He's the German.
Yeah, the German.
Oh, I mean, are we going to call that a frontside air reverse? He kind of didn't quite get in the air. He got his fins out. There was some release. But, I mean, if we're going to tell, we'll chuck it on there. 174th frontside air reverse so far of the Olympic Games. That was probably the worst one too.
We must remember that he has grown up, in the rivers of Munich surfing. He's a river surfer. So for him to get out here in the ocean, salt water, and pull off a frontside air reverse, it's impressive.
And you see all of these stories throughout the Olympic Games of these people that have overcome these physical and I guess emotional barriers and limitations to make it to the games and to perform in the world's highest stage. And obviously Leon Glatzer from Germany has been able to do that by being a surfer who was raised surfing only rivers, because that's all that they don't even have an ocean in Germany. So it's really for him to even make it this far and to compete in the Olympics. I mean, that's a victory in itself.
and we're seeing a highlight reel now of the heat in front of us, and it's just snap after snap.
Oh.
Very, very little variation in maneuvers.
And here we go. There's the replay there. You can see he kicked his fins out. He didn't quite get the projection that some of the other surfers have been getting on their frontside air reverses, but he still managed to do the full 360 like we've seen 197 times so far this morning.
And I assume everyone can hear the sort of sarcasm and, I guess, put down tactics in our voices when we're talking about the surfing, but I couldn't do what they're doing.
Oh, there's no fucking way in hell you can do what they're doing.
So,
I mean, I could do what they're doing, obviously not on those size waves because I am 107 kgs or 235 pounds if you're American. So, I mean, like, I'd be battling against Newton's theory of physics, basic physics, meaning that there's no way I could get the momentum.
You're too fat for the size of weight.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's like you trying to put on kids' clothes. It's just fucking...
It's not going to happen. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is impressive what these guys are doing, and they are the best of the best. They're the cream of the crop, and that's why they're here at the Olympic Games.
Yeah. Hey, you know how they're calling this Tokyo 2020, and it's just like last year, but this year?
Yeah.
Why don't we just run with that, man? It means we're all, like, I'm a year younger. I'm 34. As Gabriel Medina gets to his feet, goes left like a good bastard, pumping along the line, and nails in reverse.
Frontside air reverse.
Doesn't come out of it.
Right out of it.
That's why you got number 2 on your back.
And see, that's the problem there with what he did was he went for the frontside air reverse again, 217th time. But what he did was the wave was so small because these conditions are so pathetic that he didn't have the speed and the drive to ride out clean of that air.
So not his fault. More Mother
No,
Nature's,
still his fault. Still his
Okay.
fault. I mean, there's a way that he could have pulled that off. But if he was on a bigger wave, like, you know, a 1 foot wave knee high, then he might have had enough forward momentum to push him forward.
Hi, wife.
Hello.
Do you want to take a seat?
No, okay.
She said she's okay.
Gabriel Medina has a very hot girlfriend, though.
Gabriel Medina
I think
is a
that's
very
his
hot
wife.
girlfriend.
I think that's his
That's
wife
good
now.
contributions from you.
Yeah.
What
I
is
follow them
Gabriel
on
Medina's wife
Instagram,
look
but
like?
I don't know what they're saying.
I'm going to have a quick look at Gabriel Medina's wife just because
So
I
it's
think it's
very
important
cool.
to
Yeah,
really know.
Gabriel Medina's wife, I think, is she's also one of the world's most famous football
Gabriel
players.
Medina's wife.
Neymar, I think her name is.
What
Oh,
player?
so he go out with Neymar.
Yeah, that's a football player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his
Oh,
wife,
that's
I
why
think.
she's so fit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he was gay.
No. He's
Gabriel
married.
Medina.
Oh, here we go.
As he goes left and does
Oh,
the
he
air
went for the
reverse.
frontside air reverse, but he pulled it off this time. He got a lot lower, and he compressed his body to ride cleanly out of that
No, Gabriel Medina
for another
goes out-
frontside air reverse. So
Gabriel
that's good to see that we're keeping trend here. We don't want to surprise anyone with anything different.
Sorry, my wife popped in with Gabriel Medina's wife's hot, so I thought we'd check it. She's pretty hot, and her name is Louisa Brunet. It's not Neymar.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
It's a man that plays in the football team, and he's a very talented footballer.
All right. So yeah,
But I understand
she
why you
is
thought he
very
was gay.
attractive. She is very attractive.
Gabriel Medina, it's in the name.
She'd be a wag, eh? Is that what you call them? Wags?
Yeah.
It's a wag.
A wife
a
and
ga-
girlfriend.
Wife and girlfriend.
Wife and girlfriend.
So everyone, you're a wag. Your Luke's wag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every girl's a wag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has he ever called you a wag?
No.
It doesn't sound that
No.
nice though, eh?
No.
It sounds somewhat derogatory.
We use it
That's my wag.
as more of a not an acronym. We use it as an instruction, like wag. She'll ask me to wag sometimes because she's into some interesting things, so I do. But we're not referring to it as wife and girlfriend. It's more just like wag.
Because that's like you guys get into furries, eh? Furry stuff. Is that what's called?
Some people like twerking. Some people like dancing. Some people like massages. We like wagging.
Furry. It's when you dress up as animals.
Yeah. And there's
Wagging.
nothing wrong with it, and I'm not ashamed. So
Wives and girlfriends, an animal, also an action.
exactly. So there's 21 minutes left in the final heat. The very first time surfing's ever been in the Olympics.
First, historic. This is a historic day.
And
This is a
some of the-
momentous day.
Worst surfing conditions probably available in Japan or the Pacific Ocean at the moment. But nonetheless, they're there and it's happening, and the scores are ranging around 4s and 4s and 5s,
Yeah.
2s.
Well, I mean, if you put it this way, like the conditions today, they're not the worst, but if you went to 100 different beaches, 99 of those beaches would have better surf conditions than this.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Is it like no matter on the beach, do they, if the waves are shit, do they, even if it's good, do they still get a good score? Or is it always going to be a shit score if it's shit waves?
Oh, that's a very good question.
So you might
No, they have a
question.
scale. They have a sorry, I will. So Luke's wag just asked, if the conditions are terrible, will the scores highlight that? Like, say if the waves are...
Can you get a 10?
Can you get a 10 in horrible waves? Yes, you can. It's just a lot harder. Say, in these conditions, it's very unlikely that a surfer is going to get a 10, but the scores are relative to the conditions. Say, if it was 5 times overhead, then you could get a 3-point ride for doing something that you would get a 9 in these kind of conditions. I'd probably phrase that terribly.
They take it into consideration, the conditions.
Yeah,
and
yeah. It's in the context of the heat.
As we watch the French surfer get to his feet, decide whether he's going left or right, not sure where his indicators were. He ended up going straight ahead and crashing into the roundabout, and now he's paddling out the back by himself.
Gabriel Medina with another frontside air reverse. Man, I wish we had a counter. I wish we legitimately had a counter for how many air reverses were done. Frontside air reverses were done today, because it'd be fucking up there, wouldn't it?
He bends so low when he lands an air like that, bends his knees and his hips below his knees, so his bum's touching the water.
Yes.
The flexibility is just so impressive and enjoyable to watch.
It is, isn't it? It's the ambiguous flexibility and the ambidextrous kind of dexterity that a lot of these athletes have, especially in the surfing field, is really quite mind-blowing. It's similar to a 12-year-old gymnast. A lot of these men, these fully grown men, they have the dexterity and nimbility of 12-year-old gymnast girls. And I think that's something that a lot of the general public haven't seen before, because surfing is brand new to the Olympics, and this is obviously the first time that we've seen it today. It's a historic, momentous day for surfing and for the Olympics.
And you'll notice there's no children in the event, like at gymnastics, where they line up 13, 14-year-olds. Here, it's all adults.
Fully grown men, although some of them do not look like fully grown men. Billy Stairmand, for instance, he's only
about
5'3". Yeah, 5'3".
But to be fair, he is actually a natural hobbit. It's not his fault. So
it's entirely it's not his fault. It's just where he comes from. Here we go. Replay.
Party wave. 2
surfers. Oh my God! Did we just see 2 frontside air reverses on the same wave? Now that is an Olympics first. And I'm just stoked to be sitting here with you. Yeah. And we've both been able to witness that.
Lose
the
very first
double frontside air reverse. And I mean, it was inevitable. It was going to happen eventually. Yeah. I just didn't think it would happen within the first 3 heats of this event.
Yeah. So that was the German Glatzer and the Brazilian Medina. Both, they're going to do it again. Riding the motion of the ocean together in a party wave. Medina going right.
I think he's going to go for a backside air reverse.
Yeah, backside air reverse.
Oh, there we go.
Steve's in the way.
He's in the way. But you see the dexterity, the flexibility, and the nimbility Gabriel Medina portrayed there was much like a 12-year-old gymnast.
Yeah.
And you can see how he was just he used every ligament in his knees to get himself back up out of that maneuver.
Absolutely. I'm just having a quick look at some of the questions on YouTube. Are the New Zealand teams sponsored by Red Stripe Pies? Yep. Yes, they are.
Wait, hold on. Is there somewhere where we can view the results and when Billy might be surfing next? Now, look, I wish I could tell you. For one, I don't know. Also, we're not affiliated whatsoever with the Olympics or with Tokyo 2020 or Tokyo 2021 for that matter. But, I mean, if I was going to, take a stab in the dark, I'd say Google. Google's always there for you. It'll always be there. So just type in what the information is that you want to find out. Type it into Google search engine, and it should come up with something.
Are we going to get into trouble here? Did our loud voices wake up my baby?
I don't think so. I think she's just having a messy sleep day.
Okay, come here. So I just want to suggest that Gabriel Medina is actually doing bigger air reverses than anyone else yet. That last one was pretty good.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Here we go.
Whoa.
Look at this. The Frenchman from Tahiti, all the way from Polynesia, or the Pacific Islands. Is Tahiti Pacific Islands?
Yeah. It's Polynesia. Yeah.
Oh, wait, and hold on. The German guy, he's ramping up for a frontside air reverse.
Oh, it was a lazy one.
Yeah, he tried to pull it out into the flats there, into ankle deep water, and he came unstuck.
How much risk is there of breaking ankles in that kind of depth in an air reverse? Very small, eh?
No, I think it's probably higher. It increases the smaller the waves get and the shallower the water is.
Gotcha.
The higher risk of snapping an ankle, compound fracture there is.
Yeah, right. So 16 minutes left in the last heat of the first round. Men's surfing, Olympics, Tokyo 2020. We are not an Olympics broadcast event, and we have no sponsorships or affiliations with any brands.
I would love some Jack Link's jerky.
And we're not making, we're just offering this as a product for the fans and consumers of the Raglan Surf Sport to enjoy.
Yeah, but we really need to reiterate that we in no way are associated with the Olympics.
Surfing, yes. Japan
surfing?
competitions, yes. Surfers, yes.
But
Olympics, no.
You know, they've chosen, as they say, they've made their bed and they can sleep in it. I'm not sure what the commentary team is, the official commentary team at the Olympics is, but they're probably a bunch of washed up old has-beens. But and
Tony
that's
Johnson, and he used to commentate rugby in New Zealand, and then he's never done surfing before, and they hired him for the international broadcast, English speaking, for surfing.
for Sky TV.
Nah, for
For the Olympics.
yeah, he used to do Sky TV, and now they've hired him for the Olympics. If we can have this on mute, we'll probably be hearing him, but I like
here we go.
Voice.
The German. You see what he did there? He almost pulled off a couple of turns, which is really quite an accomplishment for someone who was brought up and only surfed standing waves in rivers.
And rivers, amazing.
I just had some intel. This is apparently Leon Glatz's first time surfing in the ocean.
I know. That first time you ever taste salt from the ocean, you think, what's going on here? And then you realise it's just like a natural chlorine.
And you can see that his first couple of waves, he was struggling a little bit, trying to find his feet. Trying to figure out how these ocean waves are different than a standing wave in a German river. But it's good to see that he's finding his feet, and he's pulled off a couple of frontside air reverses, much like the rest of the field.
Well, he's used to sitting there and let the water come to him, and he rides back. This time he's actually projecting along the water, he's traveling distance. So
he's getting forward momentum, and it's probably something that he's trying to figure out as he goes. But in terms of someone who is adapting to the conditions, I think he's up there. He's gold medalist in my eyes.
Yeah, most improved, maybe you could say, because never surfing in the ocean before, going to the Olympics in surfing and surfing in the ocean and sitting in third place. Go Germany.
Go Germany. Oh, my back, man. My posture is terrible.
Sit back, relax, man.
Oh, I can't, though. I'm just like on edge because this is so riveting.
Yeah, there is a lot of action.
Yeah, so much action.
Men's surfing round. I'll see it is heat 5.
Heat 5?
Yeah, I knew we'd watched 4.
Nah. Wait, how many heats are there?
In second place, Michelle Bourrez in first place. So they're 2 currently going through, but there's still 40 minutes left.
Bullshit. Is there another heat after this?
No, there can't be. There's only 3 in this. Oh, no, there's not.
Oh, what? And who's this other person? Munoz?
Yeah, what? So the graphics on the screen we're watching, they've added another surfer.
Yeah, they threw another guy out there. I'm not sure if he turned up late or they just added him late into the draw, but I feel like this is the Olympic Games and you probably have the heat draw already sorted before the heat started.
I don't know.
You never know.
Nah.
There's always room for human error.
In Japanese, the wax on, wax off, sushi, panties and vending machines. Sometimes they're just mind's not on the job. As we see a couple of waves rolling in as the ferry's gone past, and they're forming into not surfable.
No, it's not really surfable. It's so close if you had a foamy.
Gabriel Medina,
world champ.
Nothing.
You see how he just sprung out of the lip there on that high line floater.
Yeah.
Just trying to generate as much speed as he could so that he could get to the section before and inevitably closed out just like every other wave out there.
Yes, indeed. It's really enjoyable to have surfing at the Olympics, I might say. I've enjoyed it. It's first time.
It's just been good to watch some live surfing.
Yeah.
And here we go, the German.
Back on the river, so to speak.
Just ripping the absolute shizer out of that. And that's probably like, when he came to that end section there, that's probably something that's quite new to him because river waves, they tend to just break forever and there's no closeout section on a river wave.
And you just go until your turn's over, which is when you fall off.
Exactly, when you fall off, not when the wave finishes.
Spotting the ending and hitting it at the right time, timing your snap. No.
So just the way he's able to...
He's almost surfing with a disability, isn't he?
Close to it, yeah. He's just able to adapt to the conditions. This is some of the best kind of adaptation to conditions that I've seen in probably ever.
And good on Germany, you know. It's been a rough run for them.
It has been the last 100 years, but it's good to see that they've bounced back and now they're competing for a gold medal in the Olympics at surfing. For a country that doesn't have any ocean whatsoever. And here we go, here's a replay.
So he throws a bucket over the back there. He's on the inside in foam, and he does it again with another snap.
Lines that up. Not a lot of flexibility in that maneuver, but he threw some spray up towards the heavens, and that's what the judges really like, and that's what they're looking for.
It's got to go towards the heavens.
Well, I mean, I'm not religious, but towards the sky. Some people say heavens. I don't know. It's you know. Yeah. It's a bit...
Looking at the time, 10 minutes left on this broadcast. What would you like to do for the last 10 minutes?
I mean, we've watched a lot of surfing already.
It's been very repetitive.
Here we go. The German, Leon Glatzer, up once again. He's racing down the line. Looks like he wants to try an air reverse. And he does a snap, which that threw me off.
Gabriel Medina going right on his backhand, trimming, pumping, looking for an opportunity to throw an air reverse, and he does.
Stomped it. He absolutely stomped that.
Pumps his fist because he knows that those kind of maneuvers are going to push him into second place. Because he's currently in third behind the German river surfer.
Yeah, we're not sure what the score was that he was looking for, but I mean, I think he's going to get it. I think they'll give him the score for that. It wasn't the largest wave and it wasn't the largest air. I mean, it was basically on par with everything that we've seen today already. But the fact that he just stomped it cleanly and rode out and then put his fist, you can see here.
He's fisting.
He puts his fist up. And you see here, he's just happy. He's stoked he's made it. And he knows he's going to get some points for that because he pulled off that maneuver extremely well.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, I mean, that's probably going to put him up into second place, if not first place.
Because he's currently last. There's only 3 surfers out there. He's third. They've got a ghost rider under the name of Munoz. CRC, Croatia. And Medina's back up. He's gone left this time, and it's another air reverse.
Oh, that was one of the biggest frontside air reverses we've seen so far this heat. Also, got a fist pump off at the end there just to make sure the judges know that he pulled it cleanly and that he's happy with his performance on that wave.
I do have a question. Did you watch any of the Olympic opening ceremony?
Highlights.
Did you notice that when the athletes from the countries were walking in, they were waving?
Yeah, I think they do that. I think
what the fuck are they waving at? The stadium's empty.
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure it's covered in cameras.
Yeah, but they were looking around, waving it like that, like hi, like looking up.
There are a lot of cameras there.
So just waving.
They're waving at the cameramen. There's no crowd there. There's no audience, so they're just waving at the cameraman. There's a cameraman there.
I thought they would have looked down the lens then, and we would have made it nice. You know.
Yeah, but you got to understand, like the cameras are set up around the stadium.
As Medina gets to his feet, Medina's right out on his field.
He's going to go for a backhand air reverse.
Oh, he does the same thing again.
That was a nice one.
He left the fisting out of it.
It was good because he, once again, point of difference. He's not doing a frontside air reverse. He's doing a backside air reverse.
BAR.
Yeah. And we've only seen a handful of those completed so far.
Backside air reverses.
And the majority, I believe, have been from Gabriel Medina and the other Brazilian world champ, Italo Ferreira.
Priority kicks in as the Frenchman goes left and does a double snap like a chick with a mood.
And you can see that he was able to get those turns in because he has serious thighs. He's probably the thighiest professional surfer on the World Surf League.
Yeah, he looks like a cyclist.
Biggest thighs, like they're probably circumference-wise, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's probably 30 centimetre radius.
They're like probably the same as Sam Mather's thighs. I don't know if you've seen his, but they are big.
I have noticed Sam's thighs. I've seen them up in close personal. Medina's score has dropped for his frontside air reverse, comboed up next wave with a backside air reverse. The highlights are being played for anyone watching the stream now. And he sits now the top of this heat with a 10.8, but they're all in the 10s.
And he's up again and he's going for another one, but he pulls off.
He pulls off he does too, live.
Yeah.
He's got
this event at the moment is quite reminiscent of one of the old Quicksilver air shows that they had in the mid-2000s.
Oh, tell me about that.
Yeah, well, basically, it was exactly like this. he had surfers and they go out and they try and land an air. I think you'd land 2 airs per heat. And so it was essentially exactly like the Olympics has been so far.
Right.
Except the competitors were like, doing drugs and getting pissed way more than these guys are.
Like the Russians were.
Like the Russians were,
Yeah.
yeah. Except the surfers back in the Quicksilver Air Show series were doing performance de-enhancing drugs.
So with 5 minutes left in this heat and the broadcast, I'll just have a look at some questions. I think Wade heats a few after his heats, so it doesn't make sense. This stream is the only thing making this still watchable. Oh, that's very kind of you to say.
That's beautiful words.
That's very lovely. We're going to put that down as a testimony on a website.
Can we use that to promote this live stream if we ever do it again?
Oh, no, he told us to get fucked.
Oh.
Medina fists men. Well, see,
that's rough, man.
Those rumours have been going around for years, and I knew they were true.
Nah, that's fucked, bro. Like, you can't just have that much disrespect for someone just because you don't like them. Saying
Hey, why is it disrespect? Don't make it a negative thing. Some men fist each other, and they love it, and they love their lives.
They do, but like I feel like this guy the tone of that is derogatory.
No, he's got a capital M for Medina, and he fists men full stop.
Sorry. So he punctuated it well.
Yeah.
Oh my god, if he punctuated it well, then that must be true.
Well, no, he's just offering the
So it was a capital M and a full stop at the end. So you're telling me that this guy said Medina fists other dudes, but he punctuated it perfectly, so that means that it's true.
No, I'm just saying
that because that makes perfect sense.
No. I'm just saying he didn't mean it with any disrespect.
Oh, because he punctuated it well. Okay. No, that sounds fine.
Well, you said you were just sort of looking at trying to find if there was disrespect. I'm just suggesting that there's no way to tell.
He's got a wife, mate. He's got a wife.
Oh yeah, but everyone's got a closet with a few skeletons in it.
Oh mate. Look, I'm just trying to do this above board stream, alternative stream of the Olympics, man. You got to have some respect for the Olympics. He's thrashing around
in the water like McFanning was in South Africa.
No,
the German. He doesn't quite understand that that's just a bit of seaweed. He doesn't know what that is. Relax, bro. It's quite common. Poor guy. He's used to driftwood.
He'd have no idea about the ocean, and its inhabitants.
No. Yeah, there's animals in there. Wait till he finds out there's fucking animals in there.
I guess that's one of the things that you get with river surfing, just the comfort level and the safety. Just being in a river, which I mean, I don't know a lot about the aquatic life of German rivers, but I'd imagine that they would not have sharks.
No.
Because I understand bull sharks can survive in fresh water, but I wouldn't think that Germany would have bull sharks in the rivers.
An eddy. You know what an eddy is?
Because if the Germans don't like something, they just get rid of it anyway. So that's why, like, if there were originally bull sharks, they wouldn't have them anyway.
Don't know if that's fair to say about Germany. It was just one man that went a bit fucking crazy because he had too much power and money.
Yeah, that's true. And then the German surfer, he pulled off that one, so that was good. He got a little bit scared of that end section. He was like, oh, this is thrown at me again. I better get off. But he's really given it a good nudge, and he's currently in third place, which is also last because there's only 3 guys in this one.
Yeah, Munoz is a no-show, so it's quite interesting. They've got a graphic on screen here for an event which might be the Olympics, could be some other thing going for sport, but there's the 3 surfers that we're talking about, Medina, Barres, and Glatzer, and then they've named someone Munoz. He's got no scores. He did a no-show.
What's CRC, though? Like, that's what it is.
It's a lubricant.
No, but I'm thinking, is that Croatia? I've never heard of surfers in Croatia. Gabriel Medina, 2 turns. Can he get in a third?
Oh,
sort of, but not really. That was a kick stop. He just wanted to get off the wave. It was like on your skateboard where you stop, like you kick stop, kick stall, whatever it's called.
Scrape the tail there, stamp it down. I've surfed rivers. I like to fist men. That's David. That's just a comment. Thank you for sharing, David.
That's good.
Fisting
that our audience are sharing very intimate details with us. It's interesting.
Pablo Mental Surf Australia turn on TV.
Carlos Munoz has been the most exciting this heat.
Fisting isn't gay.
I think the most exciting thing about Carlos Munoz in this heat is that he just didn't turn up.
Yeah,
because it's like, why is he not there?
He's hung. He's
but why? Like, because like we see these other guys out there, they're surfing, they're doing their frontside air reverses or whatever. But where is Carlos Munoz? Why is he not there? That's the story that we need to really dig deep into and find out why Carlos Munoz is not in this heat.
Apparently he's got a vending machine on his level of his hotel and it offers some things he's never come across before.
No, I'm pretty sure you would try and make it to your heat. Like, this is the biggest stage that surfing has been on. This is the Olympic motherfucking games right here.
I think Gabriel Medina is letting himself down with the facial hair he's choosing. He looks like he's going to go and grab my daughter and put her in a van.
What are you saying about his facial hair?
Oh, he's running a prison vagina.
Wait, sorry, you have to go back. What's a prison vagina? You told me
prison
before,
vagina
but
is a
like
goat.
most of the things you said, I wasn't listening.
When you go to prison, you got to find things that you can pretend are the real thing. And a man with a goatee just around.
Oh no, I see what he's got,
there.
like kind of a little D'Artagnan kind of look
like,
there, right? Like a
pubes around a hole.
Like a three Zorros or whatever it's called. You know, three Musketeers. That's the one.
Maybe I shouldn't say things like that because who knows what his hair growth, situation's like, and he's doing his best. So good on him.
Oh, the German.
The
Front's
German.
like, I thought he had it there. I thought he had it, and I'm sure he thought he had it too. But that's the problem. That's when you end up failing miserably, is when you think you've got it, but then you don't have it because you ease up.
With 20 seconds to go, Gabriel Medina pulls off live on TV.
He's pulled off a couple of times on live TV now.
Hard to tell if he's finishing or not because he's wearing white shorts.
And apologies to everyone watching this that we couldn't bring you an actual live stream of the surfing, but due to legal reasons, we were unable to do that. And here's the last wave of the heat. Michelle Barres representing Tahiti or France, whatever way you want to skin that cat, and that was a terrible way. I think that'll do it for this live stream of the Olympics, the historic first day of surfing in the Olympics. And I mean, what can we say about this, Luke? What's our takeaways from this so far?
Well, it's been nice to see surfing at the Olympics. I've enjoyed that. It hasn't been a display of surfing that I guess surfing is a
true representation.
Entity, yeah, they would be proud of because it was just tiny waves.
That was shit. Yeah. It was. I mean, it was
very repetitive. It was very repetitive and didn't really show off what these guys can do. But it's in the Olympics. It's a genuine sport. It's a genuine event, and they are competing for recycled cell phones being made into medals, gold, silver, or bronze. So.
Yeah, and I think that's a fact that we can't overlook is that not only are these guys at the top of their field, but they are competing for like some recycled cell phones, which is pretty cool.
And the playing field is fair, right? Everyone's surfing the same mush. So who can do the best on that? So surfing is surfing, and that's the nature of the
surfing is surfing, and it's good to see that it is being displayed and portrayed amongst some of these other, just like highly skilled professional events like shot put and javelin and like running fast and shit like that. Like it's just cool.
I'll just do another shout out to the New Zealand athletes. Obviously, we are proud New Zealanders living in New Zealand, COVID free. Sitting inside each other's bubble. But a shout out to Billy Stairmand, who did beautifully today.
He did very well. He made us proud. Unfortunately, he didn't win, so that's maybe something that he needs to rectify for the next heat.
He didn't come second either, so he didn't get pushed through immediately, but he has a repechage round hopefully coming up. And good luck to you for that, bro. And talking New Zealand surfers, Ella Williams, the female representative from New Zealand, entering the water this afternoon to show us what she can do.
Yes, and I may or may not watch that. I mean, I will watch that because I want to support, but we will not be commentating that because I want to go and live the rest of my life because it is Sunday and my girlfriend is waiting for me to turn up to lunch. So on that note, I better get the fuck out of here. But
go catch up with her and enjoy your lunch. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us and may not do this again. I don't know. Now I need to figure out how to turn this off. Well,
love your comments. I'm gonna have to go through this.
Oh damn it! I don't know how to stop this.
Look, my daughter got a tattoo while she was out of a unicorn rainbow.
Hello, Gia.
How are you?
Daddy.
Yeah, I'm your daddy.